good evening, and welcome to another incredible, hopefully, episode of Second Star Studios production Pathfinder Second Edition. This is Injustice. Thanks for joining us again. We have the whole gang here tonight, all live and in camera, except John, who's working on some chocolate chip cookie situation, for which we envy and forgive him. As we
The most reasonable of reasons.
Yes, indeed. As we rejoin the party, let's go ahead and jump into a recap of last session. Who would like to, not just can, but who would like to give us the recap for last session? It's Mason?
Yes.
Oh, what, Jerry?
Jerry raised his hand first.
I was raising my hand, but Mason can do it.
Mason said me before I finished the sentence.
He said who can. Yeah.
So
okay.
Looking at Mason, you guys can fight to the death over it in game, but then one of
Mason,
you's gonna have to
you're
make a
good.
new character. So no, okay.
No, actually, I want to encourage that. Make Sid have to deal with that, please.
Let's make sure that Kijani and Tofros are both the same,
Dead.
both the same experience total. So by all means, take it away from me, Mason.
Last time
on Dragon Ball Z.
The party started out remedying their ailments from the fight that they had with their mystery assailant before getting into somewhat of an interrogation. We recognized that her mask had no eye slits. Later on, we would find out that that's because she is blind. She gave some information about herself of her own volition after she realized that she would not be able to escape the bindings that had been put on her. Though it seemed that she was able to get out of the cuffs eventually, she did not have the capability at the time of interrogation to get out of the actual knots that were tied around her hands. She was a blind, red-haired woman who was hired by Elric, who we know as a person, as a party, because Vezran actually had dealings with Elric in university, and had just kind of come across our photo through him and I guess his organization in the kind of underground of Fijusari. So the woman's actual name was Elegance Conover, the granddaughter of the Scholastic Premier himself.
Jokan.
And, after she realized that we probably weren't going to kill her, we offered her money in exchange for not giving her contacts information about us, and then even more money if she would help to kind of make us disappear in Fijusari. She does have a monocle that allows her to see outside of her blindness, and a scholastic sigil of 3. So despite being the granddaughter of the Scholastic Premier, she seems to not have inherited that magical prowess, which is probably why she does what she does. But that is,
Yeah, she did mention that she had not seen her grandfather since she turned 10
and took the test.
Took her first exam, the only exam she's ever taken.
Yep.
So
we had a rather extensive conversation as a group on what to do with this assailant, and eventually landed on paying her 17 gold to align herself with our goals, at least temporarily. Then we made our way back to Larkenton, and the people, the Terra Namata, began to, set up tents and begin baking breads and selling wares and trading with the people in the town. it all seemed to be going rather well. And Zalstra approached us and was rather pleased, paying us our fee, and then the next morning agreeing to teach Vesfrin a spell free of material charge, which she did take advantage of, as well as learning 2 other spells. He also told us that the next step in our journey could go in 2 directions. We could go to the south all the way around and head up to the Rainbow Falls Plateau the way that most people do, through the plains, or we could take the Cinevore Stair, which is rumored to be an enchanted stair that, if you are not courageous of heart, would, keep people from ascending it all the way. We took that to mean that it becomes a slip and slide, dumping you back at the bottom. But Zalstra couldn't really speak to that. He said he had only ascended the stair 1 time, and it did not do anything, and he's never heard of people actually being rejected. The stair does not host spiders. Big spiders.
Big spiders. Right. Couldn't guarantee there weren't house spiders.
Yeah, regular spiders. But we were not worried about house spiders. So, and then we rested. The party rested, and people went about their evening rituals before waking up the next morning and heading to the bottom of the stair. At which point we found a great statue of some kind of guardian dragon. That is where we rejoin our party.
Indeed. Anyone have any questions, clarifications, additions?
We did level up.
That is true.
We also learned something I don't know why. I don't remember why this information was given. But a piece of lore about the world that we're in is that spells that are cast have glyphs that are specific to the caster.
Yes. Yeah, that was explained as part of Vesfrin learning. Typically when a wizard or another spellcaster who has a repertoire or learns spells does so, they use magically imbued chalks and inks to scribe out their glyphs like formula on a surface, and then they're able to absorb that, and that becomes the sigil that appears when they cast. There's some text about this in, this is not a Cid thing.
And Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll read from the core rulebook. It's story time. Welcome to story time. But just to give you probably a better worded explanation. Spellcasting creates obvious sensory manifestations such as bright lights, crackling sounds, and sharp smells from the gathering of magic. Nearly all spells manifest a spell signature, a colorful, glowing ring of magical runes that appears in midair, typically around your hands, though what kind of spellcaster you are can affect this. Academic wizards typically have neat and ordered spell signatures, while druids might be more organic, and clerics might be inspired by their deity. How spellcasting looks can vary from one spellcasting tradition or class to another, or even from person to person. So, in Mythonos, generally it's a ring, circle. Sometimes I guess it could be a square or triangle, some kind of geometric, polygonal, enclosed shape that appears and has in it the very nature of reality, the altering power of magic itself, where a druid's might appear to be very organic and grown like trees or vines, and a wizard's might be very almost with a ruler, straight lines, and so on. How that looks is entirely up to you. The key point mechanically, and the reason I introduced it, is that in Pathfinder, all spells, unless they are specifically subtle spells, it's very evident that you are casting a spell. And it's not unreasonable for even non-spellcasting creatures across the world to recognize when a spell of some kind is being cast and to be weary of that maybe. Wary of that maybe. So weary. So there you have it. Great call out, Jer.
I one question about that. Does that mean that someone's sigils can be traced?
How do you mean traced?
Like someone
used in
like no
investigation.
like
Fingerprint?
yeah. Well, yeah.
But how do
fingerprint,
you?
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you trace something? Like actually, in the real world, how do you trace something?
Yeah, you'd have to lay like a translucent page over it, and like that's not really.
I'm not understand. I don't understand that question.
Yeah, so I'm asking you.
Traced
how
has different definitions. Just
how
want to point that out there.
Yeah.
Yes. So traced as in
Do you mean like
copied?
follow the lines with a pen to recreate the glyphs? Or
No,
do you
I mean to track the magic that someone has cast because it left something. That's why. So when
that
Cameron
is
said fingerprint.
not the way that he's presented it. It is
Well,
more
we
of a
haven't
visual-
experienced
I know,
it yet. That's why I'm just
I'm
asking.
telling you that I'm saying that that is not how I think that he presented it. Is my interpretation.
But like if you left like a rune for some long-standing
You-
spell, could you like say, "Oh, that's such and such as like
Maybe for a
handwriting, for lack of a better way of-
long-standing-
So
spell.
yeah, if I may.
Yes.
Um,
That's not my.
Yeah, if you left a rune for like a permanent spell, a ritual or something that affects a... Oftentimes, I should say, when you enchant something, or there are some spells in the game that will literally leave a mark, a visible, traceable mark that you can find later. There's even low-level spells that do this. But generally, like if you just enchant something, if you magically lock a door, the signature of the spell, the ring, the arcane glowing glyphs that appear when you cast it, don't linger after the spell is in place. That's like as part of the casting. So you would have to see someone do it in order to like, and this is part of that recognize a spell feature that some of you now have at level 2. It's like if you see the glyphs and runes as they're casting a spell, you have a chance to decipher them kind of on the fly and determine what the spell's effect might about to be. I don't know if I really got to the question. Are you saying like
Well,
for
okay, I'll put-
investigatory purposes, like
Yeah,
how
so-
people track magic back to
Like
you.
who cast that spell at all?
a lot of spells have like an instantaneous, like you'd see them casting it? Do you mean spells that have a lingering effect?
You can't.
Siren
won't-
casts a glyph spell. Then Topharos comes and says, "Hey, that's a glyph spell. Wow, investigate. That looks like Vesserin's glyph spell." Is that possible? Is I think what he's asking.
You picked a
Jerry.
spell that.
Jerry,
Yes.
hold on, Will. Tell me what tell me what you're asking me in better words.
So, in Vijayasari, everyone takes a test to determine their number. That
Yeah.
number can be shown. So, given the fact that it's a magical society where everyone is expected to have some type of understanding of magic, or at least be trained in some way,
Mhm.
shape, or form, right? There are like mechanics in the game for like certain archetypes or things that, like for the sigil spell, that sigil is very specific to the person who casts the spell.
Yeah.
I'm saying that since glyphs are specific, do we as the characters know there being a precedent of people being able to track someone based on a sigil left over? Or let's say,
Oh,
like
so
someone had,
there's
let's
where
say we
I
had
think that-
a memory lens, and the memory lens had an image of a sigil. Like, would people be like? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. So let me break that question apart. Casting a spell leaves no residual like mark in the air. Not even if you like get really, not even if you get true sight. I guess there might be ways, not ways that I have thought of, not ways in the game, to reveal like the traces behind in a place where a spell has been cast. So if you did not see the person cast the spell, you would have no opportunity to see that glyph. In your second example, where you had like a moment lens, or if someone, I guess oddly enough, painted or drew someone else casting and accurately captured the formula, yeah, I suppose it's possible if you have very familiar with the person being captured in the moment lens, but like their face is obscured, they're turned away from you, you might recognize their particular casting of the spell. That's reasonable, but a very niche scenario, right? Because otherwise you just see them casting the spell. Of course you'd recognize it's them because they're casting it.
Okay. I only asked because Elegance had a picture to base something off of.
Well, she had a picture of us, that the people that she was looking for.
Yes, I know. But if photographs of that kind exist, I was just asking if that's a thing, if that's another thing that exists.
So to answer your question, yes, under very niche circumstances.
Okay.
If there were a scenario where someone had taken a moment lens capture of someone casting a spell and you could not through any other means determine who that person was, either because they had a hood or a mask or they were turned away from you, it is possible that someone who is also a caster who had seen that person cast spells and was familiar with that person might be able to identify them based on the spell glyph that appears when they cast the spell. You're getting really deep into forensics. I don't see that ever coming into play, but that is possible, to answer the question.
Okay.
And it actually comes back to the definition of trace, the way that I was using it at the beginning. Sorry.
So yeah, great questions. Great. We're all kind of understanding the word a little bit better. Any other questions? Okay. As you all arrive near the end of the day, it's around 7:24 p.m. Is that accurate? I would have thought this would be in... I usually put things in 24-hour time so that I don't get confused. Is this... You guys did set out, right? On... Jerry, what day is it?
It is the 24th day of Siren. It is Hell's Day.
But like, what part of the day is it in your mind?
We left in the morning to go to the Cinevore Stair. I think we arrived there around 9 a.m. or something like that. Or we got...
No, this is the same day that you had spent 3 hours training with Zylstra, so you definitely did not leave for the Cinevore Stair until mid-afternoon at the earliest.
I could have sworn that we specifically, like, we all thought, hey, you told us it's actually morning. We're like, oh, well, we were just going to wait till the next day. And you said, okay, are y'all leaving in the morning or y'all trying to get there that night? And so we decided to leave there in the morning the next day.
Hey,
I think that you like,
I misunderstood that. Yeah. I thought you were going to... So, yeah, Zylstra had recommended that you start hiking the stair in the morning and that you spend today walking the 2 hours to the base of the stairs and then camp and then start the next morning.
Yes, that's
what I gathered.
Okay, so
I thought you were now arriving at the base of the stair where you can see the statues.
Yeah.
So it is the 25th then.
You're camping here.
Realistically, in my head, I think that means we're actually in the next morning with the way this is presented.
Yes, I agree. 7:25. This is AM, I think, on the time.
Okay.
Oh, I would like to talk that night.
Okay. Absolutely. I love it when you guys talk. It's just less work for me.
Hold on, I'm coming back to have an on-table moment. So does anything happen when we get to the bottom of the stair? Do we see like people or anything?
There are people. Yeah, there are people. You see a number of people who are exiting the stair. You also see a couple of other people nearby who are making camp. Just maybe 3 other people. The people exiting the stair continue walking. It's a fairly well paved road to Larkenton, and the road actually splits here 3 directions. One goes even further north from here. You don't necessarily know exactly where, and one goes directly south. The one that heads west to Larkenton is where these people are traveling, and they clear out in short order, leaving you with just your group and then another camp kind of close by.
Okay. Kijani will kind of walk to the center of the camp and go, I have been having some discomfort. Can we have a conversation?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Guy walks up and sits down.
Kijani will sit. It has been a long time since I have had to deal with the rules and regulations of what you all would probably consider a normal society. And I think that came to some realization by all of us in our conversation yesterday. And maybe I am reading too far into it, but Idani would like not to make decisions. I would like to propose that maybe, and perhaps this is me harkening back to a time when I was a child, but all of this has made me feel very childish and out of my own control. I would like for someone to make decisions if we are ever split. A leader of sorts.
Would it?
Someone who understands society.
Well, I think that depends on the particular scenario.
Cool.
I sort of
I nominate
view this
Vesrin.
as-
I would
I
also
don't-
nominate Vesrin.
I don't.
It's not really what I was going for. What I mean to say is that I think that each of us has talents which would be useful in a leadership role given different scenarios. So, speaking personally, I probably would be very good at interfacing with government officials or things like that. But as far as interacting with druids or elves, well, I am an elf, but you know what I mean, like wood elves. I
I'm
might not be the
specifically talking about
best
society here.
Oh, if we're talking
In this
about that,
place.
there's no question. It's just Vesrin. That's
I agree.
that's not a. I don't know why we're. Sorry, I didn't realize that was a discussion. If that's what we're discussing for,
Well, because
for this
we-
area,
We kind of just talked yesterday and got nowhere, and no one was making a decision. And I do not want to do that every time we have a disagreement of where we need to go.
I also. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think
I am-
we could also just be more self-aware and then put it to a vote if we're not on the same page instead of talking
But
to
there are
them
6
like
of us.
in a
Who
circle.
breaks the tie?
well.
Well,
It's that is a fair that's a fair point. I'm happy to take the lead in scenarios where my leadership would be beneficial.
That is all I am suggesting. I think a voice to put us all in one direction might be beneficial. I do not necessarily think any one of us is fit to lead forever, but your expertise around this country make you well suited.
Excellent. Shall we put it to a vote?
Sure.
sounds good to me.
I
What are
will
we putting to a
abstain.
vote?
If
That we just
Vesrin-
follow Vesrin's.
It is-
And I think
this is
the
the
understanding is that in a moment when we are at an impasse, where it's not a clear, quick decision for the entire party, that we default to Vesrin's judgment. Is that accurate?
Yes.
I'll agree to that, and Peter's sorry. I say the right thing if that's not the right place.
Veonire.
Veonire.
Vidrusari is the city where.
City.
Yep.
Yes, I
That's okay. I've
get
done that several times. Yeah.
I get those, but yeah, I'll agree with that here.
And
Um,
as far as trust goes, I think that I should clarify I hold very closely to what we were told as children. I trust no one, hardly even myself. I do not want you to think that I am worried that you will hurt me. I just have a very hard time reconciling certain traumas. I apologize.
Don't.
What do we mean by trusting?
I believe that you will keep me alive if the circumstances come to life or death.
So, okay.
I know what Topharos will do in most instances. I believe that I trust Topharos more than I trust most of you. I will go admit that because I've spent years with him. It's been several since we've been together, but
Well, that only seems natural.
Well,
And
and
that-
I trust Oleander more than most of you because
we've kept in contact
So-
as well.
Are we basing trust on whether we feel like someone is going to kill us, or simply understanding someone's general behavior?
no, not necessarily kill. I mean, in a situation where if it came to you running and saving yourself or staying and helping me not die, I believe that you would probably help me not die. And I would do the same for you.
That's a vote of confidence right there. God.
And that is
Excellent.
That
Then
is
that
the most
is
that
not-
I think.
not trust.
No, it is.
Okay.
It is just hard for me.
Trust
Sounds
has
like we have an accord then.
Yeah, trust has many meanings. There are many levels of it as well. While I trust all of you, I won't say that I trust any of you as much as I trust those that I have experienced, those that I know. This is one of the things we all have very specific experiences. Some of us are nomads. It was great having the two of you here to show us, to make everything make sense with the nomads. I appreciate, and I apologize. I don't know if that's the appropriate word or not, but you know, Theory and Kai. Topharos and I are mercenaries, and that's just the long and short of it. I am upset that I was willing to kill her yesterday, but I'm glad that we didn't. I'll say that.
Oleander, we were in a position where we were saved by a mercenary. Whether they were being paid to or not.
I know. No.
So, I'm not stupid enough to just trust any random mercenary, but you're not just a random mercenary.
Thank you. There's a pause there. Like, he doesn't say thank you that quickly. He actually does take a second and
If anything should ever happen to me and we get separated, I think that it is appropriate that you know the mark of the people that I was raised by, just in case I ever need to communicate with you subtly. And Kidani will put his hand on the ground and use sigil. And you see around his wrist vines actually come out from his body and begin to make glyphs. And as he moves his hand away, you see this kind of green, soft green, glowing tree. It's leafless, but at the bottom of the roots, they all coalesce into a lotus flower at the bottom. So it's a dead tree at the top, or depending on how you're looking at it, maybe a lotus at the top and a dead tree at the bottom. This is as personal as I can allow myself to get right now. But I appreciate you.
Oleander gets caught up a little bit. This is not quite the same thing, but like I feel it's gonna be weird if I don't show you guys at some point. And he like starts to pull off his shirt and has, and
Oh.
it was a tattoo.
Well, I'm all for you know.
You've seen which Siri has seen like the ends of which are vines down his arm because you like as you were healing, but he has a tattoo over his like it starts over his shoulder that is like a garland of oleanders, marigolds, and I want to say lilies, but I could be wrong on the third flower. They're him, and his two sisters. Those are the flowers that his family's named after. And along the vines, through that there are specific leaves here and there that actually have dates. If you look at it, carved in, and they're the month and day of everyone's birthdays. Because
All of you, not everyone in
Yeah.
the world.
oh no, everyone in the world. No, yes,
You-
no, all of you,
You five
and his
specifically.
and his family and Ganyan. Those are you can. There are approximately 8 dates along that too. It didn't. It's not the same thing, but I admit it feels the same to me as what you showed
Where
me.
you were very cool about it and like barely got choked up, Kijani is like
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you that like there's like the tattoo where Kijani's it's getting changed to a lotus in the next like 2 years. That's gonna
You
change.
can,
That's the flower
yeah.
that's there. You just
Kijani's totally
yeah, we
drops over and just
yeah.
like grabs your leg.
oh no, you Kijani like supplanted the role of supplanted the role
Plant.
of yeah, even better. I didn't even mean for that one. I was making a different joke.
Plant. Supple plant.
Of like his little like specifically Topros and Kijani are the same ages as his little sisters, and that's who he would like. So yeah, we have a moment there.
As you kind of gather around your little campfire here, your bedroll's all
also
laid out.
Also, a mermaid tattoo on the other side.
Okay.
That's not my fault. It's
You
just
hear-
there. Sid told me.
Rolling thunder. The first couple of drops of rain.
I really
Cold.
thought those were big steps, and I was real scared.
Cold, rolling thunder and cold drops of rain, and very quickly, it is pouring upon you. You look over to the other camp and see that campfire. God damn it!
Work.
You see
There's a
that
lot of
campfire
dogs.
and your campfire be doused almost immediately. And as you look over at their camp, kind of like sheltering your eyes from the cold rain that's coming down, you see erupt from the ground a tiny hut. A cute little cozy cabin. After the kind of splash of light and spellcraft you can recognize. I guess those of you who are capable can roll a recognize spell.
Oleander just says magic is bullshit.
I would like to do that. I
Mhm.
am having to walk around my house so that my baby doesn't come unglued. So if somebody could do
Yeah,
that
for
for
sure.
me,
Let's
that
see.
would be awesome. And I will be back soon.
Yeah, no worries.
That's a reaction.
It is a reaction.
I didn't mean to call that to you in the chat.
It is a secret check.
You roll it for us.
No, that means blind. I'm not really gonna roll it for you. You just roll it so that you don't know what it is.
Skill, highest rank. Creature.
Oh, if it's a second rank or lower.
The GM rolls a secret arcana. Okay, so I choose.
Yes, you choose whatever spellcasting tradition you like. Here. Oh. Oh, so it actually, Mason, I don't know if you can
I
for
think
this
you-
spell.
You can only recognize spells that are on that are in the classification. I
tradition?
don't know what the that one. That's the word.
All right, let me check
You're
and see if
trained
the
in the
spell.
appropriate skill for the spell's tradition.
Let me see if the spell's on your spell list, and then I'll know. We're learning.
And
You
it's
know
a
what? We're
common
learning.
second rank or lower.
It's not that. It is common.
You automatically identify it. Oh, okay, okay.
It's not on your
But you
spell
have to
list.
be,
It's
you have
not
to
on
be
your spell
trained
tradition.
in. You have to be trained in the tradition. So even if you're not like
yeah, it's not on the spell list.
an
It's
occult-
actually about the, yeah, it's actually about that. That is the point that they were making. That
even
I
if
was
you're not an
Oh,
occult
I see.
spellcaster like me, I am trained in occult, so I could recognize occult spells.
That's right.
technically.
Actually, so Mason, if you have training in Arcana, you can roll this.
I do.
Okay. So yeah, you will need to roll for this. It is higher than second rank.
Seek blind GM.
What's the DC? Fuck.
The GM rolls as which corresponds to the tradition of spell cast if you're. I don't know. It doesn't tell you how to
Sounds
figure
like you
that
get
out.
to make a decision, Bucko.
Yeah, we're gonna say.
I'll look it
10
up and I'll
plus
tell
the
you afterwards.
spellcasting level.
Can you put them down? Yeah, I'll come get them. Well, so it's gonna be. Okay, I have a DC in mind. Oh, and Mason beats it, and I mean Kijani beats it, and Vestron, I will roll an Arcana check for you. Roll.
Thank you. Sorry,
No,
she's
you're fine. Vestron also beats it. You both recognize this third rank spell. It is literally called Cozy Cabin. It's a rank 3 spell. It says, conjure a temporary cabin sheltered from the elements. And you see a singular man, kind of covering his head, rush open the door. There's a fire already as the cabin is conjured. There's already a fire lit inside. It seems warm and cozy. Firelight spills out from the threshold of the door in a long kind of beam that cuts through the rain, causing it to look like this bejeweled atmosphere between you as it sparkles off of the raindrops and closes behind him.
Oh, a third rank spell. They must be fairly capable.
yes, cozy cabin, bloody useful spell. I wish I knew it myself.
I am not capable of
Especially right now.
rank yet. Are you?
I'm sorry. One more time. I didn't hear you.
I am not capable of casting spells at that rank yet.
Me neither.
You yell at
Soon
each
enough.
other over the pound of pouring rain, cold.
Do I have any useful?
But
I like
Vestron's-
sausage too.
But Vestron's feet are dry, perfectly dry, warm and toasty.
Oh yeah. My feet are dry.
Why are your
Because I
feet?
have
Fancy a Quadnia dough?
She bought
Yeah.
the
Oh.
And I pull it. I pull that cloak over my head
Yeah, okay.
as well.
Yeah, it's slightly rain repellent, but after about 2-3 minutes, it is keeping you from being rained on directly, but it itself is soaked.
But I look like Frodo trying to get into the prancing pony.
Yeah, basically, yes. Somebody throw me a GIF. I know it's coming. Yeah, so you're gonna have a hard time getting any meaningful sleep tonight out here in the elements.
Here in the field.
Hey, Vestrin, can you go make a new friend?
Oh goodness.
best I
Yeah.
can do, Sid.
I will walk over and try to. I will knock on the cozy cabin door.
Okay. Yeah, you tung tung tung. A gentleman opens it. Hello. Forgive me. So rude. Please, come in.
That's very I have my
Yes.
my party as well.
There's room.
Vesperin rushes in.
As you all come in.
Seeing that, Kai rushes over to rush in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oleander would be the last one. He'll play Strider in this moment.
The gentleman as you walk in is prestidigitating the mud off of your boots.
Oh, thank you so much.
Please, come and warm yourselves by the fire. I should have offered. I apologize. So rude of me.
No, not at all. We didn't want to presume, but it's bloody awful out there.
Oh yes, quite. He himself rushes over and moves. There's like a cast iron arm that has a kettle on one end. He pushes it so that it's over the fire. He begins to boil some water. Yes, please come in. Come in. I'm sure we can make room. And I'll go ahead.
Vesperin sets up right next to the fire,
Let's see.
Trying to dry out her cloak.
Should be a character here. There we are.
Cute.
A young man. An elf. He has. He's wearing this kind of not so casual clothing of silk. As he begins making tea and preparing for the party. Don't mean to pry. You're on your way to Rainbow Falls Plateau.
Yes, we're seeking to start the climb tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, perhaps we'll travel on the road together then. I'm also headed that way.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't catch your name.
So sorry. So sorry. I'm Mally. It's a pleasure.
Mally, wonderful to meet you. My name is Hyacinth. I know. It's a flower.
Is it? Beautiful name. Nonetheless.
Well, it's a plant at least.
I'm
Narcisco.
excellent.
Anders.
I am Kiki.
Quite a traveling crew. Where are you headed?
Falls Plateau. Is that we just discussed?
Yes.
that.
Forgive me. I won't pry. He begins to pour tea.
Does he have a number displayed?
He does. He does indeed. It is a 32.
I think
Okay.
it's expected to always be on when.
Well, there
You're
are some
in the
people we dealt with earlier that didn't have their numbers displayed, so I just making sure that we
That's-
know.
That's true. But he does. He does have his scholastic prestige on display.
Useful piece of magic. This.
Oh yes. I
Be
hate,
right back.
hate to expend my own goods, but I wasn't going to get any sleep.
Are you traveling alone?
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
I'm a merchant. Travel regularly alone. Never had too much trouble.
Well, that's wonderful. I just most of the people we come across on the road have been in a group, and I just,
Suppose that is wise. Usually stick to the main roads. This is kind of a detour for me. I didn't intend to take the stair, but well, I need to get where I'm going quickly.
Oh. Well, much like yourself, I don't mean to pry, but anywhere we could help you get to? You've offered us, shelter from the storm, so I feel obligated, if nothing else, to
Please, it is
pay back the hospitality.
the least I could do. I'm sure you've done the same. You look around the hut. Let me check here. It's not a big hut for 7 people. Let's see. 20 feet on each side. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad.
Like, if anyone snores, it's gonna be a problem. But
Yeah, Chaves. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's me.
gonna say anything. I was just gonna leave it at that.
I am well aware.
Because I also felt bad as soon as I said it too, because I was kind of calling things out.
The interior
I
contains
forgot
3
he was the only
cots,
one of
1 chamber pot, and a small fireplace holding a magical fire.
I have a question. It might be a history check for me to make. It's kind of the whole my lord kind of discussion that was in Game of Thrones. How would I address how would it be appropriate for me to address him? Like, should I say like my lord, or like should I be more?
No.
If I am going to do that, if I choose to do that, which of those is it? Like my lord or my lord? Like
I don't know if there's a proper.
I get to decide then.
Yeah, in Bangladesh,
Cool.
I guess it would be.
It'd probably be that's what I'm following. Thank you for giving me
Yeah,
some
in
context.
Veonaya, they don't
Mhm.
really do that. It's just a deference and respect thing. But
Cool.
however you
So-
choose to run with that.
So from here, as this is happening, like my lord, I'd say that
Please,
we've been,
I am but a traveling merchant.
and I am but an employed mercenary to protect Our Lady here, Vesperin. I said the right name though. I said the right name.
Mhm.
Yeah. If I hadn't caught myself, I would have let you hold me to it. but I caught
Yeah,
myself.
okay.
I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Will.
If you're offering us a place to stay, we'd like to help you to where you're going as well, at the very least. So at least
Well, that's
do
very
us the
kind.
courtesy of
I'm-
joining us up that's there, while our pass.
He passes
Crop.
you a cup of tea. As this is now done steeping, and he starts passing them out. I'm headed to the Manigal estate.
Interesting. It seems that we will be traveling a long road together then.
Oh,
That is our
Hmm.
destination. as
are we to
well.
be competitors? Are you also vying for a position as Kimler's apprentice?
Yidani's head pops
No.
up. Wait. Who?
Pause. Above table. Are we? I don't think so.
No.
That's not our goal, right?
Correct.
Okay. I was like, I fully acknowledge that my memory for the past 19 sessions, is
I hate that I'm the person who has to respond because I stopped tracking it and it still bothers me.
Goodness.
No, our business is not in that vein as such.
Oh, well,
I
no,
imagine.
maybe you didn't hear the news, or maybe you don't track these sorts of things. Kimler Loquin is taking new apprentices, or auditions at least. I can't pass up. the
Do I know
opportunity
who
to
that
throw
is?
You can make for me a society check and also a genealogy lore check.
Society check. Okay.
Yes.
Not public. Blind GM.
Can you say that
Blind.
name again? Kimler what?
Loquin.
Okay.
Okay, there's the society. There's the genealogy. Kimler Quinn.
Loquin.
Is
Kimler.
that a specific? Does he have or she have the genealogy?
She has genealogy lore, yes.
Okay, I think I was like, she messed up. I was.
Yeah,
Like-
and that's a success on your society check. Kemler Loquin is a name you've heard before bandied about. He's done some research in in magical theory. He's a well-regarded sorcerer. You know that he is...
He's a
That's-
sorcerer.
No,
not a
sorry,
wizard.
wizard. Sorry. Well-regarded wizard. Actually, technically, he's a summoner, but a well-regarded caster.
Okay.
And with your genealogy check, you know that he at least bears a surname to the original elven family, Loquin, which, when the Loquin family, there was a fraction of the Loquin family that moved to Astropor millennia ago, and that family split into two clans, the Quinn and the Wynn families.
Hmm.
So Ceridwen.
Wait a minute.
Ceridwen and Vesrin. You would know this from genealogy. Loquin is the oldest family, like, trunk of that elven line, and then way long ago, it split into two branches, Wynn and Quinn.
And then you have the country bumpkins that are bird farmers, and they're named after being bird farmers.
What farmers?
Bird farmers. Yes, that's
How
true.
dare you?
Yeah, we've not talked about that, but I want to say that I think that in growing up, I was close friends with you because you were a bird. Because my best friend growing up was a bird.
Like
I
a
have not
chocobo.
Actually, I have not said this out loud, but that is 100% true. I was the person I was closest to while we were kids because
You're a chocobo. I mean, he likes chocobos.
Okay, so
strictly-
to be clear,
sorry.
Yes.
This is reverse racism.
Ceridwen
Yeah.
and myself are
Extremely distantly related.
20th cousins.
Yeah, like every elf at that point is. I am
And-
also in that family somewhere, probably.
Yeah, somewhere.
maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's
just
like
kept the
a
name.
there's like a very clear direct lineage between Loquin and myself and Loquin and Ceridwen.
Could be traced. Like line by line.
Interesting.
Yes.
Vesrin slightly raises an eyebrow at like hearing the name. And didn't I don't would I have known that Kimler Loquin was at Manigal Estate?
You've like, I would say that while you did roll very well on the society check, it's like a thing where you've probably seen his name as the author on some research papers, like
Mm-hmm.
not really fully aware of his entire, social status, what he's doing. But nonetheless, as you know this, Mally jumps right into. Of course, Manigal has 3 prodigal apprentices, any one of whom could walk into a lecture at the High College and take over in a heartbeat without anyone batting an eye. But the first apprentice, Kimler Loquin, genius of a man, he's looking for new students. I'm sure that there will be many who cast their names into the hat, but
Vesrin laughs at the pun.
someone has to be chosen.
How many students is Kimler Loquin accepting?
Unknown. Probably no more than 3. He is one of 3 apprentices himself, although apprentice is such an absurd word to use for a master of his craft.
So, is there a minimum requisite for the scholastic sigil for one of these apprentices?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping that someone as talented as himself can see past the mere number and look at one's potential to learn.
That doesn't sound very much like this country.
Above table, do I know what Kimler Loquin's scholastic sigil would be? Like,
Ooh.
does he sign his papers with the Scholastic Sigil number?
No, but just from like, it was a very good society check. I will say you could easily guesstimate between 70 and 90.
Mm,
Like,
Whoa, holy
At
shit.
some point,
mm.
he's published works at those ranges.
Wait, and
somewhere close to
Manigal's
those
still
ranges.
his master.
And Manigal is his teacher, yes.
Okay.
And
Um,
that's who we are looking to seek Manigal. Like that's
Yes.
who. That does make
You didn't know all the intricacies when you set out on this journey. You were
Sure.
looking to speak with Manigal because it was
Ganyan.
name dropped by Ganyan.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Ganyan told us that that's how
Mhm.
he gained mastery
Yeah,
over
I'm
his...
just-
Well, he's never
Yeah.
met Manigal,
No,
probably.
he learned
knows
it
about
from-
Manigal from Cataphius, the monkey folk.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So our hope is that Manigal can teach us mastery over our vertices.
Yeah, we can convince him to talk to us about that because at the time there was no chance in hell we were gonna go to where Ganyan was because
Right. Well, it's also in Astroport.
and that.
Um,
Probably the more important thing.
So Vesrin says to Mally,
Mally.
she says to him, "Well, that's very fascinating. I've obviously read a number of Master Loquin's papers. I studied at the High College actually, so it was part of the baseline curriculum was reading his texts. It would be wonderful to meet him. I don't know that I will be able to serve as an apprentice for him, but
well, it's bound to be a several decade endeavor if you get chosen.
exactly.
Fascinating. Yeah. I understand he is written some preeminent material on conjuration. I'm a bit of a conjurer myself. It's how I ply my trade,
Clearly.
if I may. He lifts up a garment bag and hangs it on nothing. It's got like a clothes hanger hook. Yeah, he hangs it on nothing and unzips
I
it.
think that like Oleander goes to like help him to hold it for a second, like and he's confused.
And he opens the garment bag and you see this beautiful like liveried coat. It's embroidered with buttons. And he grabs it and pulls, and a rail comes out of the garment bag, and just line after line of garments, and other things besides garments. Sometimes there's like a whole like little set of shelves hanging from the pole. He pulls the pole out from one side of the cozy cabin all the way to the other. Now, suppose there's no trouble in giving the wares a bit of a test run. Don't want to get too cold in the evening. He takes off a big coat and just drapes it over Vesrin's shoulders. Yeah.
Oh.
I will need that back.
Of course.
Bedecking the rest of you as well.
My goodness, you made these?
I purchased the clothes. I'm a terrible seamster. Seamaster.
Seamaster. No, that's different.
Seaman.
No, that's
also
definitely
different.
different.
We're seamen, and
I can't sew to save my life, nor am I any good with magic needles. But the garment bag, that's my creation.
That's very handy.
Incredibly so. It's one of the reasons I suppose I can get away with traveling alone. I don't really look like I have much.
Well, I suppose that's true. So, is your... I mean, not to pry, but is your plan to demonstrate your garment bag to Master Loquin?
Oh,
That's your application, as it were?
should the opportunity arise, I suppose, but compared to the caliber of magic that he is capable of, this is but a trinket. Still,
Well, of course, but if you were capable
it's my
of doing
greatest accomplishment.
magic... If you were capable of doing similar magic to him, you wouldn't need him to teach you, now would you?
Indeed so. If you guys, just while we're here, if you double click his character token, which is, it's dark. He is...
Item piles. You're too far away to interact with this pile.
Oh, fucking shit. Balls, Batman. Why is it... Fine. Fucking fine. Get in here.
There is no active combat.
Oh
encounter.
my Jesus Christ.
Hey DM,
Hey,
Oh, okay.
there's
okay,
no
okay.
active combat encounter.
he is a, he's a merchant. He has things. If you care to trade with him, you can sell anything you've got.
This
and
is
also,
awesome.
he has things to buy and will happily trade with you at this time. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Oh, that's why it's expensive. It's a magic weapon.
What is
Also, that-
sigil?
Cameron, do you think Vesser knows who the other two apprentices are?
That's got to be up to Sid to determine. I mean, it sounds like I rolled very highly on my society check, so it would seem that I would know, but I can't assume that I know.
We don't
That's
have
so
like
funny.
real money, do we?
No. No.
That's,
We
that-
just
that's,
got 15 gold and gave it away.
I was just asking to confirm.
Scroll of Sanctuary. Can I even cast this?
At some point.
Wait, so in order to cast from a scroll, it has to also appear on your spell list?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Or you have to have a trick
Actively,
magic
or-
item.
Yeah.
You have
Does
to have
it
what?
actively
Sorry.
have to be on your spell list, or can
Correct.
it just be something that you can
Spell
possibly
list, not
cast?
prepared spells.
Yeah, no, I know,
Thank you.
but what magic item do I have to have?
Not magic item. Skill feat.
Which
Trick
is-
magic item.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Okay. Well, fuck.
that
Sigil is
lattice
on your
armor.
Sigil is on your spell list though.
Yeah.
Also,
what is
remember how people are with consumables in games. Just as our. You can't-
What you trying to say, man?
Except for Dornstag, who
You're right.
used
actually.
everything he got immediately, and also used Second Wind and extra attack at the beginning of every combat.
He is the
That's
person
true.
that people make games for.
well, because I specifically did that because I know about myself that I would have just held on to every potion because I might need it. Every healing potion. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use everything. Like the exploding arrows, definitely should have held on to those. But I just used them against like the Queen of
No,
Murder, I'm
because
sure.
if you had held on to him longer, Sid would have.
Stolen them
would've-
from us.
Yeah, he would have
He
killed
would have
them
destroyed
sooner.
them in the Hall of Misery.
Yeah,
We don't talk
already
about that.
realized that he messed up, and he let us live with them because you were so liberal with using them immediately.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Sanctuary. You ward a creature with protective energy that deters attacks. Interesting.
Yep, I have that.
You have that.
At
Okay.
some point, like, Oleander wants this garment bag. He wants to buy this. He is enthralled by this currently, and also knows that there's no chance in hell he's ever seen enough money. He's seen enough money, but he's ever had enough money to purchase this much magic. So he's not going to ask about it, but wants it at some point. This is his goal now.
I don't understand the utility of synchronize.
It's like when people who go into a heist but don't have a way to communicate with one another synchronize their watches right before they go in. Preset time. If you say, okay, at exactly this time we're gonna jump into the ballroom and whatever, but you separate.
I see. I see. Create water's a spell, not a cantrip. Okay, interesting. I feel like that might actually be useful. What is the Grim Sandglass? That looks interesting.
It also looks like.
Expensive.
Mhm.
Magical hearing aid? I'm just having fun looking through the the thing.
Boy, let me tell you, these wings are not mildly spiced.
I can tell. That's a good thing, though.
So that's only for people who have hearing loss. If
Yeah,
a
I mean,
normal hearing person put on a magical
That's usually how
hearing aid,
hearing aids go.
Yes, so it's.
would be deafening, or
I wanted to add some realism world building to his inventory. Like he might sell these to elderly people in, around the world. So not everything here is going to be useful to you guys by any means.
oh man, I have Aang's staff. I can't because I don't have 60 GP. Alright. He's literally selling snake oil. That's hilarious.
You could oh, I changed his name at some point, but forgot to change the name of his.
I was wondering
Item.
who Eric was.
No, I'm sorry. I changed his name because I realized I have used Eric too many times.
No. He also is selling a lightning Kopesh.
I was just about to say it.
He's got it's Mally's.
Okay,
That
so
would've-
I'm
honestly,
playing
that
Mally
would've
next.
been- That would have been hilarious if he would throw in a lightning Kopesh that we couldn't afford and kept his name being Eric.
So you could also, I don't know what you guys have. You can trade stuff if you picked anything up. I know you guys don't have much. I know you don't, but
We don't have reasonable to try to go for 60. It would be a waste of time to try to argue for 60, like 50 and above, which is like where the
yeah, for sure. I really wanted to test out the merchant
Yes.
mechanic and
I do appreciate that.
how it works in the game.
I would like to purchase the Scroll of Ventriloquism with the plan to
Okay,
learn it later.
absolutely. Yeah, I think you have that option to just click buy and it will deduct gold.
Oh yeah, if we don't have the gold,
cool.
it's actually like not it's highlighted if we can buy it, and it's grayed out if we can't.
Yes.
I don't know, but Sid could see since he's the DM.
Yeah, I did not know that.
That feels like it would be a useful spell to have. Honestly, I wish I could buy all of the spells, but money.
Sid, can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Did Vesrin know of who the other two
Oh yeah.
apprentices were?
Yes, you know their names, and you can tell them to me now.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One of them's first name's Kyle.
Okay.
Cat.
CYSLE.
CY.
S? Where do you get the S from?
CYSLE.
Like, silent, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, like Isle. Oh, yeah, it's like Isle. Like,
Yeah, CYSLE. Don't look at me like that.
Kyle.
What's Kyle's last name?
Vantris?
Vantris.
We love our bees in Veonaya.
The other one's name is Aoife. Aoife.
I love it.
Aoife, excuse me, AOIFE.
Aoife.
Uh-huh.
Can someone send it in the Discord?
I don't know what her last name is.
No, excuse me, AOIFE.
What's her ancestry?
Irish.
She's a halfling.
She's a halfling?
Aoife is a
Aoife
halfling.
is a halfling. Yeah, that tracks.
Isle's a human.
Willow root?
Aoife
Willow
Willow.
root. Excellent.
Okay.
I literally have. Wait. Kyle was CYSLE, right?
CIFLE.
Y. No, it's
C.
a Y. C.
Okay.
I
Why?
thought you said it was CI, like Isle.
I said Isle.
It's kind of like Isle. In that
I compared it to Isle just to make it make sense in my head.
Vester?
Vantris.
Vantris.
And then Eve. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to type in the pronunciation. So
Aoife.
Who decided when making fantasy names that it just had to be the most difficult thing?
To be
Oh,
fair,
actually,
Aoife is a
literally-
traditional Irish name. It actually exists.
So is
I
Kyle.
literally, I said Kyle.
Yeah,
I did my best.
I said to spell. Yeah, it's not your fault that it took the turn it did.
Vestron
Okay.
pronounces it Sicily because she's only ever read it. She's never actually met the person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
She also-
Sicily,
she also
Sicily,
probably said
Vantris.
Hermione.
Hermione,
Hermione.
or
She said
Hermione.
Hermione. Hermione. yeah.
Hermione. What gwine? And I forgot his name already. Mally folds back up the garment bag. Well,
In fact, could I spend the rest of the evening like learning?
well, is it a first level spell?
I thought it was.
It says,
It says rank 1.
Yes, first rank spell. Sorry. Yeah, so it will take you another hour to learn that from the spell scroll.
Okay, and it cost me 2 GP. Is that right?
2 gold, yes, in magical chalks, which I'll assume the way that we'll do this, I won't make you buy magic chalks at establishments before you need them. We'll retroactively pretend like you bought them and have a stash, but the exact amount that you have is equal to the amount of gold that you spend when you learn the spell.
And if there were ever a place to have it not be there, this is the place that you could actually just.
Oh yeah, he's got
Say
something
that-
you could totally buy,
yeah.
but I won't make you keep track of that piece of inventory. It's just anytime you
Thank
spend
you.
gold to learn a spell, you have magic chalks and shit.
And I have to roll. Sorry, I know I've done this
Yeah.
already.
Yep. Let's look that up. Learn a spell. Learn a spell.
What was the question?
Learn a spell.
How?
Spend 1 hour per level of the
Oh.
spell, during which you must remain in conversation with the person who knows the spell or have a magical writing in your possession. You must have the materials with the price indicated in table 4.3. Attempt a skill check for the skill corresponding to your tradition, so in this case Arcana. The DC for this is 15.
Okay, I'm gonna use a hero point for this.
It's not blind, so you can roll and then use the hero point if you need it.
Okay, just a moment. Arcana.
So you
The
only-
DC you said is 15.
Yep. Which
15
you,
exactly.
You meet. You do spend the entire hour trying to decipher the spell, but you ultimately are able to do so. When a wizard learns a spell from a spell scroll, they do not consume the spell scroll, so you still have that spell scroll of ventriloquism, and anyone who has the
Oh.
trick magic item
Fantastic
ability
rule, by the way.
can.
Wait, is that true? Have I
use that.
learned a different spell from?
A spell scroll? I don't
I
think
think
so.
you have learned. I think you might have done one. Because you did buy. You bought at least one scroll already.
It was before we went to meet the nomads. The
Yes.
I can't
remember
remember what it
spell
was,
that was. It wasn't create water, and it wasn't.
Was it the fire blasting
create
boy?
pottery. It wasn't
It
create
was
pottery. It was
Horizon
Horizon
Thunder
Thunder Sphere. Yes.
Oh yes, I
yes.
still have that spell scroll.
How could you forget about Horizon Thundersphere?
Because I haven't had to use it yet. Gotten to use it yet.
I specifically didn't use it in the session that I was controlling because I thought that it was important for Cameron to use it first.
Thank you.
I did use Magic Missile or the equivalent,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Man, every time I try to add a spell, I forget how I did it last time.
Go to your
No,
spell
don't tell me.
preparation-
Don't
oh,
tell me.
okay.
Don't tell me.
Right.
I want to figure it out. Search compendium packs. Here we go. Ah ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
I got that. I can follow that. I can make the reference.
Mandark.
Thanks.
It's
Thanks.
damn it. I was getting there. I just had to get to a thing that I could post the GIF. Mason.
Okay, I now know ventriloquism, and I should Horizon Thundersphere scroll. That should be an item. Yes? No?
Yes, that's right.
Consumable.
Horizon Thunder Sphere. Hold on. I got it. I got you, fam.
Thanks.
I think that when the GM pulls it from the compendium, it gives me the choice to turn it into a spell scroll automatically
Awesome.
without
Thanks.
having to. Yeah, spell scroll level 1. Great.
Does anybody actually have trick magic item?
Yes.
I do.
Oleander does.
Sweet. I will once I'm done with the spell scrolls, will just hand them to Oleander so that he can have them.
Ollie, under the players tab on the left, William, under the players tab on the left, there's a request trade button. I think you could also drag and drop, but you don't control both character sheets. Never mind.
On the players, I do.
Oh.
Players tab on the left. Sorry.
Players
this
at the
is-
bottom. Players, where it says everybody.
Ah, yes, I see. I was like, I know.
I sent it to you already.
Well, I might have just closed it. Accept.
Great work.
Hang on. Here we go. Boom and boom.
Accept.
Accept.
This is just
That's very useful.
this game is getting more and more like a video game. That Sid is the like part of the computer for. Those
That's-
are spicy.
Super helpful.
Like holy shit. I know you said that, but those are like an unhealthy red. I see you like breathing heavy.
Oh,
muted.
when's our mountain weekend supposed to be? Does anybody want to do a Hot Ones interview?
Oh,
no.
absolutely, please. No,
God
please.
damn it. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm
Thank
down.
you, Cameron.
I'm down.
Absolutely, Cameron. Right idea.
I will
That's a-
totally. I will buy
I'm-
like the 10 barbecue
Yeah.
sauces so that we can like get
Yeah.
some wings and like we can all just torture each other with them and it'll be a fucking blast.
Hey,
I
Mason,
really-
what did you do on your birthday weekend? Oh, I shit my brains out because my friends wanted me to do
We all
this.
knew that we would hate the bomb, but we
I
had
mean,
to try it. 'cause
I've
it's
had the
worst
last
one.
stab, and it's nothing to play around with.
The only one that I'm like worried about is the bomb. But I want I also would have to do it.
But I will say, and this might go for Sid, but just for all of us, you do have to wash your hands thoroughly
Oh yeah, yeah.
afterwards.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, like when you masturbate, it's gonna be a huge problem.
Well,
So
I wasn't.
Whoa.
We were going to have that conversation.
So we bring gloves and we make sure there's 2 bathrooms. Is what I'm hearing.
You can masturbate in both of them.
Ah,
That was the meaning for that.
no,
purpose?
see, I think that's where the issue.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
It's weird that someone is thinking about masturbating on our. Yeah.
We can have
Yeah.
a blanket rule that we shouldn't masturbate together.
You just need to stay together.
Just 1 second. I've got to take care of some
Okay,
administrative
alright.
business.
Wait,
What?
No, wait,
No,
hold
no.
on. That's way too questionable
What?
in the context of the conversation.
Hi, Twitch.
Good clip. Good clip. Did you
Yeah.
clip it?
I didn't. I
Please
don't know
tell
how
me
to
you
do
clipped
that.
it.
I am sweating.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
I'll clip it.
Alright, what are these wings from?
B-dubs. Just
What
like
sauce
fucking
did you
B-dubs.
get?
Buffalo Wild Wings. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What salt? What flavor is it?
I don't know. My wife ordered them.
Wait, your wife
Someone
didn't eat
else
spicy
ordered
food.
you
You let
that?
someone who
Just
doesn't
order.
eat
You
spicy
like
food to order you spicy wings?
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that makes sense. I now understand the situation.
I'm sure
that
she
you're
got like the one in the 75th percentile or something like that. I don't know how they rank on B-dubs. I don't go to
Why
B-dubs.
would you do that? Why would you do that?
What else is the quote channel for? I need to know what the quote channel is for.
You guys,
Bro, I figured out the best.
you
the
okay?
best
you guys
way
go
to
ahead and
quote
vamp for
somebody.
like a minute.
That's
Wash
what I
your
was
hands.
doing.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
No, but actually, like you can. I'm pretty sure you can buy like the hot sauces.
No, you
can.
can't.
You can.
Yeah, there's like, they make like gift.
I think
things.
if I'm not mistaken, you can order
Cameron,
the
we're
entire
doing that. Yeah,
the entire
if-
set of sauces.
Yeah,
from
we're
like
doing that.
from First We Feast or whatever the website is.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know how to make wings. That would be
Oh,
adequate.
don't worry, we got you.
Okay.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
That's the easy part.
Now, how
Twice
big are
baked.
how big are the like? What is the volume of sauce that is in each?
you were fine. You just need to
5
if you
ounces.
purchase if you purchase the thing, there'll be enough sauce for us.
Bro.
Yeah. So back
I'm
to
gonna
your
tell you,
original
I-
question. The weekend that we're planning on doing is the 24th through the 27th,
Of
I think.
May.
Or
Of May, right?
May.
of May.
Okay.
So it's Friday. We may not do Friday night. I'm not sure, but that's the 24th, and then 25th, 26th, 27th, because Memorial Day that Monday is a holiday.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ooh,
I
might
think that
be able
even
to
if
get
we
a
don't
day off
all
from the
do
fact.
the
That'd be awesome.
if we don't all do the Friday, I think that I still might try to push us. I would like, I think, to have the place set up already at the very least.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take off all of those days, including the Friday.
Man, that
Yeah.
how invigorating. So invigorating.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes.
Did you drink
Okay.
some milk?
I have a milk stout.
Same thing.
I don't know if that's it. Okay. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, you're covered. You're fine.
Okay. And the other part of this too is that like I like spicy-ish food. But
For sure.
this is
Yeah.
like, this feels like a whole other level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
You
you'll
know-
be fine.
Colloquialisms. A whole other is something strictly like exclusive to the southeast.
A whole nother.
That's
That's what you meant to say.
a whole nother. Yeah. I guess a whole other is a local variant.
Other
You can't have a whole
other is actually a
thing.
word.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Other
can't have a
is
whole
not
other.
a word.
You can't have a whole nother.
Oh no! I
Yeah,
touched
you
my
just
eye.
I don't
get
like
another
your
one.
negativity.
That's
Why
fine.
would you do? I thought you washed your hands.
I did, but before I did that, I apparently touched my eye. All right, guys,
What a bad decision.
you enjoy a lovely evening with your new friend Mally, who'll be traveling with you for some ways. He's also
You ate some
heading to
really
Landau
spicy wings last night. It was really impressive, honestly.
Estate. Anything else? So Mason said you wanted to have some discussion. I guess you had that before the rainfall, and now we're good to go.
I believe so.
Great. I'm not on stream. I took myself off the stream. So it's just you are getting to enjoy this. Everyone else is getting the audio. I hope.
I think that might be worse.
I do have 2 wings left.
Don't eat them.
No, you're eating them because you decided.
No,
I
want to.
You decided the person who does not eat.
No. Here's how it's gonna
didn't
go.
order
Okay,
these.
if you don't eat it right now, you're gonna eat it later, which means you're just gonna prolong your pain.
No,
So
but
eat
actually, so what you guys don't realize is the first 3 were fine. I ate them downstairs before I even came back to camera. I got a beer during that long break where Jerry asked me about the other 2 apprentices. Like, I was fine after the first. It was the 5th one that, like, they really started to compound. Don't burp.
Yeah. Don't eat the last 2 right now.
Have you guys seen that YouTube video of the guy who has
Like-
what's the spicy challenge? He goes, you can win like chocolate for life if you eat this spicy chocolate. Gosh, okay, I'll have to get my wife to post it in Discord or something. All right, so previously on, wait, we've already done that.
We're definitely
Laughing,
doing the
wait a
hot
minute.
ones.
The disorderlies.
No, this is the old start time. I know how it might be
Yeah.
confusing.
Right you are. Injustice, the disorderlies. So, we'll go ahead and launch back into tonight's session. Who wants to give us a brief recap?
Sid burned his tongue off, and here we are.
So many rain, wow.
Spells. We want to go up the stairs, and we're gonna be this guy's guide to protect him from any dangers because we're nice people,
That's awfully kind of you.
and
Uncalled
we're
for,
going in
but-
the same direction. And if we, it'd just be awkward if we didn't.
Whoa,
Alright.
the sun just came out.
Indeed.
Yep.
Here comes the sun.
So now it's the 25th.
Yes, now is the 25th.
Mal,
Don't
you
burp.
okay?
Oh yes, I just had some ghost peppers I had grown in my own garden, and I frequently eat every night to clear my sinuses.
Oh.
Raw, off
That's
the vine.
Perhaps
There are
you shouldn't.
probably different peppers you could use to do that same thing. It would work.
Ghost Pepper TM exists in Pathfinder World canon.
Yeah, canon.
That means South Carolina exists in Pathfinder World.
Lots of places have a south. I mean,
And
so you wake up the following morning. The cozy hut has been a godsend. As you look out at the muddy, rain-drenched morning, the rain is still falling at a much more palatable rate. It's a light drizzle. There is an overcast. As you open the door to the hut, you didn't realize how comfortable it was inside the hut until the door opens. Like, oh, it's quite brisk for the morning. But as Mally collects the garments he had lent to you and replaces them in his garment bag for safekeeping, and gets prepared for the day, making another cup of tea. Loves his tea, this guy. When I say pot, I tea, and does share with everyone. Hope everyone had a restful evening. We have the stair before us today.
Yes, well, no time like the present.
Indeed.
I believe
Every day is a gift, that's why they call it the
Topharos would have been outside in the morning doing his user morning routine.
In the rain?
Yeah.
Wait,
Sardrin's
it's still
up doing some push-ups and polishing his scale mail.
Whoa, now. Oh, okay.
Kai is sitting cross-legged on
Make sure
Siri's
you wash your
back
hands
as he's
before you
doing
polish
them.
your scale mail. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Topher. What would you say? I'm sorry, Kai. What did you say?
I'm just sitting cross-legged on Siri's back as he's doing the push-ups.
Okay, great. Kajani,
I got
did you sleep
collarbones.
out in the
Is just,
rain,
like-
or did you? I know you like to sleep outside. What did you do?
Kijani?
Yeah.
Is it cold out there?
It's cold. cold
Yeah,
night.
no, he would have slept in the hut, but as like the day begins, he walks outside and actually just like tree poses.
Okay. Tree pose. New TM. Yeah, like I said, it's overcast and drizzling, but not too bad. So the rest of you get up, make sure that you are doing your daily preparations. If you're not at full health, make sure you hit the long rest button to regain a certain amount of health. Make sure that you prepare spells for the day. If you have a list of spells from which to prepare, prepare. I'm having a strong.
I prepare my spell scrolls. Got him.
Got him.
Ah, man, I need more cantrips. Anybody know any cantrips?
You have.
And
I
you have
can-
a
I don't want to
You
talk
have
to
a
you right
lot.
now.
You have a lot.
I can.
I don't know
trip
what
you.
you're. I've not
I need
seen your character
more.
sheet, but I know you have a lot.
I can trip you. Does that help?
trip you.
That's all I can do, though.
I can help.
Ha.
I know
TikTok.
10 cantrips.
That is a lot.
What? What?
That's a lot.
Get the hell out of here!
You
Let me
know 10
rephrase.
cantrips. How many can you prepare?
Oh,
every day?
even.
I have. Let me rephrase. I have
Oh.
10 cantrips prepared.
How many cantrips do you know?
I think 10. I actually think I can only prepare. Like, I can prepare as many as I know.
At this
No,
moment.
you can only prepare 5, but
He has
you
cantrip
might be able to
expansion.
prepare. Yeah, got you.
I have
okay.
cantrip expansion, and I also have
And he
Um,
has psychic.
occult spontaneous spells, and I also have seer elf, which lets me detect magic.
Yes. Okay. So some of them are specific. Yes.
I
Yes.
know 37 cantrips, but I can only prepare 5.
You know.
He has.
I have
the
access
druid.
to the entire.
He has the
druid.
entire druid spell
Oh.
list anytime he wants it.
Oh.
But he,
Oh.
unlike wizards, the trade-off is that the wizard spell list is much larger. It would be really busted if you just had access to the whole arcane spell list every day.
Are we doing rations? Is that like? Are we actually tracking that?
Yeah. I believe you guys had rations on your character sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like. I didn't know if we were actually.
Yeah, just casually. I'm not. I think that I could be talked into.
That we can generally, unless it's a specific thing that you decide, like, hey, no, this time it matters.
Like, when you
And-
guys go to... if you return to Astropor by way of the Amethyst Wastes, by chance, like, or
That
some
makes
other high survival stakes
That
journey,
it will
that's where
matter
I'll
eventually.
call for it.
Mhm.
On this journey, you've not been more than 2 days travel without an establishment of some kind. I'm not worried about it.
I don't want to say that. Do you want to? Is there like a certain amount of? Are we gonna do like a daily tax of wealth for that?
No.
In that regard, okay.
No.
Or like, At any point, do you want to ever say like, hey, take off 5
I don't-
silver for?
I don't want to track the minutia of that until or unless it becomes an element of the game.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
For now, it's not in my mind, unless you guys want that level of granularity, which
No,
can
thank
do
you.
that.
No thankies.
No,
Okay, that's what
I
I
would do it. I don't want it.
Yeah, I got you, 100%. Last night we'll
No,
say
Daddy.
that Mally prepared some food. I think that maybe Cozy Hut. Oh no, does not come with food. Creatures inside it can withstand most hostile weather conditions, but incredible heat or cold, powerful storms, and winds of hurricane force do destroy the hut. Other creatures can freely enter and exit the hut without damaging it, but if you exit the hut, the spell ends. Indeed, in the morning when Mally gets up, prepares everything, and everyone else is kind of getting about their mornings, he walks out the front door, turns around, closes it behind him, and as soon as he closes it, the whole thing shrinks into the doorknob and vanishes.
Ah. Yes. Well.
Oh, well, at least we won't be exposed to the elements all day. As he looks towards the chasm yawning before you.
Hang on, I'm still working on spell prep.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, take your time, take your time. Do all the mechanics. Nobody asked me why I changed shirts. Don't do it.
He said,
Did you sweat through your other shirt?
What did I just
Uh,
say, William?
He said-
Hey, I did not
did
ask
not
you
ask
why
the
you
exact
changed
question.
shirts.
Yeah.
I asked you if you sweat through your other shirt. I
But
don't want to know the
also-
answer. I don't know. I don't want to know. Actually, you're right. Thank you.
Somehow
I-
that's not better.
that awkward cough. I don't. We're good.
All right. anyone
Oleander
else?
is genuinely intrigued with all the magic that's happening.
It's a very
in every
magical place.
instant. But like he tries to pull it off. Like, oh wait, hold on. I shouldn't show that. So shall we climb?
All set, Vesper?
Yes.
All right. Yes, as you proceed, you climb this first set of stairs and head. I'm sure you've gathered that the entrance to the Cinevore Stair is between the legs of this creature, passing by the Guardian's Gate. As you enter, you can see a tunnel behind that extends a very short distance and then ends with an alcove. As you ascend the stair and head into the alcove, the watery morning sunlight casts dim light into the chamber. Mally will cast the light cantrip and illuminate the area. You find yourselves at the base of a cylindrical chamber that extends upwards out of sight. Stone stairs are carved in a somewhat spiral pattern, although it shifts back and forth in a haphazard, meandering way, rising up through the cylindrical chamber. Along the walls are archaic, ancient carvings of serpentine, draconic beasts, interwoven and intertwined. And as you enter, a shimmering light plays across the runic lines of the carvings, and they breathe to life in a fluttering fashion, a pale blue. Go ahead and bring the party in here. This is just a approximation of the scene I've just given you, but it's close enough. Forgive me, one moment.
No.
And today's prize is. Okay, good. I had the reference, but I didn't have a follow up.
A lot of stairs.
Very
Nice
cool,
surprise.
It's a Stairmaster 4000.
There you go.
Yes, the thing to take into consideration here that's different from the art is that these stairs are carved in instead of these kind of wooden slats that seem to be presented here. But otherwise, quite close to the description I've given. As you come in out of the rain, and Mally holds high his wizard light. Wow. Have you guys ever heard of anyone being thrown out of the stair?
we were told that it was a possibility, but
Yeah,
it
I've heard
seemed
that too.
more of a myth than.
But I hope so.
I doubt it.
I wasn't listening when they said something about that apparently, because I had never heard anything until you just said it, and then correct name,
Hyphen.
Hyacinth?
I'm hard enough to I'll get him, but I will do that at the very least.
Make a deception check for me. Olander.
Sid,
Okay.
Sid, I also have a question.
Yes.
It's a lore question.
Oh, I love those.
So when we were traveling the Greenwood, they said do not do harm to any draconic creatures unless it's out of self-defense. And then we ran across a draconic creature that we had to kill in self-defense. And there's a statue that has a dragon on it, and there's a bunch of dragons in the release of these sigils.
Uh-huh.
Yet none of the history stuff that we have seen references dragons. So this may just be a player knowledge question.
You're getting somewhere.
Why are dragons?
Well, I guess have we been seeing more dragon things that we've actually been seeing? Like in Vijusari, was there references that we just didn't notice before because we didn't know the dragons were a thing of importance?
Sid?
No, you haven't been seeing other draconic idolatry in Vijusari.
Okay.
But I think that
That's correct, that's all. I'm just gonna say
All
that.
they're finished right now until he gives a big reveal about the fact that secretly everybody's
Everybody's a dragon.
is a dragon. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kijani will
Okay.
say, wait. I think I have misunderstood the situation here. Have you never traveled this step?
Oh no.
Great.
Not at all, no. I actually don't frequently come this far north. I would have been coming from the south along my normal routes, but there was a particular artifact in Aspenveld that I was interested in. Turned out to be a complete flop. Entirely misrepresented by the advertisement. But that's when I heard that Kemler was taking students. This is the fastest way to Manigal Estate.
Let's pretend the little plant man does not know what Aspenvale is.
Aspenveld, it's a city to the north of here. Much smaller than, say, Vijusari or Hildega, but it's sizable, larger than Larkenton.
Did you say it's south of here?
North.
North.
North
Sorry.
here.
What was the nature of the artifact? Well, as you were led to believe.
It was purported to be a piece of armor that provided absolute immunity to all manner of extreme heat.
My, that would be useful.
Indeed,
Very
indeed.
useful.
It turned out to just be plate mail made of obsidian glass, which does impart a
Useful.
certain amount of heat resistance, but is also garbage at blocking things like,
Swords.
swords and bludgeoning.
Axes and
Yeah,
Yeah, at that
hammers.
point, it
and-
just
the
shatter
armor-
and slice you to ribbons.
Yeah,
So-
armor for heat, not armor for protection.
Yes, I mean, unless you intend to go jaunting into a volcano or something, bloody useless.
Well, I hope that's not in our future, to be honest with you.
I actually hope so too. From all tell,
well-
I've never been to the Manigal Estate, but it is an idyllic and beautiful locale.
Definitely not volcanic.
Oh no,
I suppose.
no.
Well,
volcanoes this far north. Anyway, I think the closest volcano is in the Spiral Sea, south of Astropor.
who's ever been there?
I should
What
very
is
much like to
being-
visit Astropor. Incredible work they're doing in technology there.
What does being in the north have to do with volcanoes? Are they not possible in the north?
I don't know. That's like
weird.
above table. That'd be like,
Yeah, I'm talking
Assuming-
Iceland.
well, I mean, that'd be like assuming like there's a volcano that springs up in the dead center of Russia. Like, I feel like there's like some geology that we know about
Oh, sure.
for the planet.
Yeah,
that, like,
that might make
It's
sense.
got nothing to do with the fact that northernness
It's
does not
northern.
have volcanoes, so much
Yeah.
as the northernness of Mythnos
Yeah,
does
yeah.
not have volcanoes.
This is more Oleander interpreting it incorrectly than
I see.
anything else.
Gotcha.
Vezran has a small lecture on tectonic plates on Mythnos, and then says, "Well, only way to begin is to take the first step." And so she walks over and starts climbing.
Okay. And indeed, so does. I won't make you guys kind of go through all this, but as you all
Oh, you
begin
don't
to
want to
climb,
make us try to traverse this stair?
if you begin to try and traverse the stair, there is an intensity to the glowing carvings in the walls that seems to stick closely to you as you climb. Almost as if someone with a spotlight behind the rock is shining it directly at you, and only through these carved, etched grooves does that bluish green light shine through, and it seems to follow the six of you most closely. Maybe all of you. Hard to tell.
Vezran casts
Mally is
detect
not-
magic.
Mally is definitely not getting far enough away for you to like do any scientific discovery. Yes, detect magic. There is magic.
Everywhere.
That's the way this spell works in this game. You learn it is like it's like a canary in a mine. It's binary. There is magic or there is not magic.
Can I
But-
focus on the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can ignore any sources of magic that you're already well aware of. For example, magic items of you and your party, or things that you know about. So you can have the spell disregard those things. So it is telling you there is magic about you that you have not previously identified
Been
to the
aware
spell. Yes, been aware of. to the
Okay.
spell.
Kijani would like to also focus on the carvings themselves and use Read Aura.
Okay, call it to the chat for me, please.
Mhm.
This is the kind of counterpart to that spell. Oh. I don't know that this spell definitely didn't get reprinted because there are no schools of magic anymore. I don't know what to tell you in this case. It seems to be, I guess I'll fall back on the D&D explanations until we get more complete rules from Papa Paizo. The magic seems to be of an illusory nature, but not like deceptively illusory. It's creating the illusion
Yeah, like the
of
wall
light.
is still there. Yeah. Oh,
Right.
okay.
It's not hiding anything so much as the magic is purely visual.
Got you. It appears that the light itself is the magic. Interesting.
Huh. Have you ever heard
As-
of anything like this? Vezran says to Molly.
Oh, not specifically, but from what I have heard, the Cinevore Stair is older than Veonaya. It's Nyan. Before the Empire, in the Dark Times. Old Veosi.
This is very ancient magic indeed.
I wouldn't be surprised if it weren't just for show. From what I know of the Veo, which is very little, they purported themselves to be divinities of a kind, keeping most mortals slaves. They had a propensity for showy and theatric magic, because they needed to keep up the illusion that they were in fact gods. Of course, gods don't exist. Just powerful space beings beyond our comprehension, but beings nonetheless.
Oh, Vesserin kind of like flinches at that at first, and then understands like what he's actually saying. Like
It is. I mean, that's probably appropriate. Yeah, absolutely.
Vesserin is like, I mean, clerics are a thing, and they very clearly get their power from somewhere. So, like,
Yeah, he's proposing that clerics are more like D&D warlocks, just have some sort of arrangement with a very powerful being.
And then she understands what atheism is in the context of Pathfinder.
Exactly.
Sid, so they did rewrite Readar. I guess Foundry just didn't change it.
What does it tell you? Tell me.
You get a +2 circumstance
perhaps-
bonus to identify magic on the item. If the object is illusory, you detect this only if the effect's rank is lower than the rank of your Readar spell. So it just allows you to gain a bonus to identify it.
I see.
Oh.
We'll
Interesting.
carry on with this ruling for now, and I'll remember that in the future.
I'll change it, I
Kijani,
guess.
all you need to do is delete that spell from your spell list and re-import, because that's probably just legacy or still on. The Foundry update won't have changed anything on your character sheet. It only makes some new
it's
options
not
available.
Yeah, I don't. That's odd to me because it's my prepared spells. How do I delete that and then re-import them? Like, I can delete it
just
off my
rebuild your
character.
character from scratch. So,
No.
yeah. Should be quick. These last two wings are really like staring me down.
I
Dude.
told you. I literally told you. I told you this would happen.
Do it.
Do it.
My beer
Okay,
is getting warm though, so it's like I need to wait until I have a fresh cold beer before I tackle them.
Or a nice cold glass bottle of milk.
Glass bottle of ew.
Hey,
That's
not milk, that's
I
like-
guess.
God.
What would you do if you were
Effectively,
to...
it definitely is milk.
I mean, sure. It's the kind of milk that humans are supposed to drink, but only for a certain period of time.
Tell me, Melly,
Probably
what would you
potable.
do
Yes.
if you were to... How do I phrase this? Do you think that there are any remnants of the Veil?
All scholarly research suggests that they have vanished, erasing all record of their identity, the nature of their existence, their language. If there is anything of them left, it's damn well hidden.
Do you think that this could be part of their machinations?
Like we're being manipulated by them as we speak.
They were gods. Or revealed as such, anyway.
Revered as such. Hard
And
to
what
say.
do gods like to do more than meddle in the purposes of mortals?
As you ascend up and you're focusing on the runes, Kijani, because of Rita Aura, I do need for you to
Beep, beep. I'd like to just point out I have had the passive investigation thing going in my exploration actions. I don't know if that changes anything, but I figured now's the first time it actually matters to me to mention it.
Yes, indeed. What I'm kind of leading...
That's why he has That is not a. That's.
I just turned it on.
It's not investigate. The pursue a lead. He has pursue a lead on his sheet for some. That's why he imported all of the things, including pursue a lead.
How does he get pursue a lead?
He doesn't. He imported all the things. You can import pursue
I
a
deleted
lead.
it.
Pursue a lead
That's-
is an investigator-specific ability. Yeah,
That
I
is
understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I had a realization when I looked at his character sheet of what was going on of that thing we talked about before we
Oops.
started talking.
Will's out here sleuthing through people's character sheets, making sure you're not cheating. Just kidding.
I mean,
Um,
honestly, appreciated.
I'm cheating a lot.
I only looked because you asked earlier, and I figured it out.
I know. Make an occultism check for me.
Okay.
Kijani
Blind?
and Topharos. Sorry, Kai.
If it's blind, I will use a hero point.
I am trained in occultism.
Are you paying special attention to the runes? Would you say?
He did cast the.
Well, I did cast detect magic to try to like figure
Yes,
out,
okay.
just with lack of understanding. Sorry about Julia. She's very unhappy right now.
That's fine.
Um,
Yeah. You can also roll occultism.
Excellent.
I'm using a
I'm
hero point.
scouting.
Scouting, got it. Okay. Okay. Good to know, the both of you. Saradwin, if you'd like, you may roll a religion check.
Oh boy! It's
Oh,
time.
shit.
Topharos,
blind
you're
or-
SOL, my friend. These are really pretty.
Oh, I wasn't
That's
gonna
what you
roll.
get with a 9. I'm just kidding.
I assume this is blind question.
We had to bring it up once per session at least.
It is blind.
Apparently.
It is blind.
Hmm.
Those numbers are really good, but I have to remember that, like, Pathfinder
We're not
numbers are going to
playing
be
5e.
big. Yeah. Some of the numbers look really good. Kai and Kijani, you are enthralled by the artistry. It's so pretty.
It do be so
I have
pretty
a-
though.
0 to occultism, so.
Also same.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you did not. Well, Kijani. Roll a 4 with advantage. A 2 and a 4.
Yeesh.
Nice.
Kai rolled a 13 total. A 5 and a 13. Were you gonna roll? Oh, I already got this roll from Saradwin. I'm sitting here waiting this whole time. I've already got it. Vesrin and Saradwin, you both notice. Let me do these one at a time because you notice slightly different things from these rolls. This is Oleander on occultism. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't roll because I didn't think about it, but I will if you're asking.
Similar results to Kai. It's just really, really beautiful. Vesrin, with your occultism, what you notice as you ascend the stair is that the mosaic of etchings along the outside actually contains several mythical creatures. 6 mythical creatures prominently, that appear to be locked in combat not with one another but with a common enemy. The creatures are dragons, giants, sphinxes, phoenixes, treants, and kraken.
Sorry, did you say kraken? Like sea monsters?
Yes.
Like, let's get cracking. It's time for lobster.
Yes, kraken.
I guess crab.
Some sort of large squid-like abominable sea creature. Yes.
And these
was-
these six creatures are in combat with something else or with each other?
Some sort of common enemy. Although
What were
as
they
you
again?
ascend, yes, dragons, giants, phoenixes, sphinxes, treants, and
Kraken.
krakens.
Oh my.
Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
As you ascend, the scene before you unfolds as all of the other creatures, except for dragons, seem to be defeated, or at least stop being carved into the mosaic. The higher you get, only dragons remain, as if they lasted the longest against this ancient foe. And when you reach nearly the top, as you can see kind of this opening above, circular opening this opens up to above, there is a singular object embedded in the wall. It seems to be the ire of these creatures that are all their focus is upward against this singular point. And embedded in the wall there is a natural growing crystal. It has no distinct like facets, has no distinct form, because it seems to be growing outwardly at a semi-organic disarray of angles.
Does the crystal bear? Do we recognize the crystal?
It's a crystal. There are lots of crystals. It doesn't specifically mean anything to you.
It doesn't look like the dead Veo.
Not necessarily. No. But it is represented here. It's quite large. Ceridwen. As you ascend, you notice some similar facets, but to you these stand out a little differently. You see the creatures, but you see the symbology behind the creatures, and you begin to do some deciphering with a critical success on this roll. You see the elements of metal. Dragons representing the element of metal. Giants representing the element of earth. Sphinxes representing the element of air. Phoenixes representing the element of fire. Treants representing the element of wood. Krakens representing the element of water. These titanic forces. You're unsure if this whole mural is a metaphor for those elements being brought to heel under the control of the crystalline Veo, or if this is a representation of a actual battle that took place before the dawn of humanity.
I imagine Vesser and I are having a discussion about this.
Yeah, kind of like
Oh,
talking to yourselves
100%.
as you're- yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see what you're saying, but it's more about what they represent more than what they're actually doing. My question is more of, is this a real thing or metaphorical thing of the creation of this, or is the person who created this documenting what has happened, or just
What
is
has
this a
come to
wish,
What is
or is,
to come?
or is this something that is so old that it is that's some sort of prophecy or wish of what would happen?
Well then, and what are we to infer as the meaning of the crystal? I mean, everything else is a metaphorical representation. It seems silly that the crystal isn't also a metaphor for something else.
Unless this is some type of monument or temple.
That it could be. I'd say maybe a
In which case, the
representation of a
crystal would be the focal point of what one would come to see here. So, many more questions than answers, it would seem.
Yes, that seems to be our lot in life as we move along, I suppose. Perhaps there will be more information at the top of the stair.
Perhaps indeed. That's not relevant to everyone here.
Sorry.
Onward we travel.
Oleander like gets super confident and tries to get involved with this, and like wait, hold on, but what about the 6 vertices? And like quickly starts talking about that before it gets corrected. Like, wait, hold on, there, cube has 8 vertices. It's 6 sides. He has to be
Yes.
corrected and told that. Like, oh,
And specifically, the veil you saw had 9 points.
9.
A 6
oh yeah,
point.
Which is a lot better than 5 points. Don't recommend anyone go there.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Pop,
you
pop,
ascend
pop.
to the top of
Pop, pop,
the
pop,
stair,
pop.
Mally's light flickers and blinks out.
Vesserin
Oh.
immediately attempts to cast light as a cantrip.
Saratron leans back and says, "Would you mind turning that back on? It was very nice."
I believe this is
Turn it
the part
off.
where we have to be not faint of heart.
Besrin, you're. Let me break out the actual fucking counteract table. Here we go. There's, I guess, a small chance. All right. It's a cantrip for you, so it is heightened automatically to half your level, right?
So yeah,
Not
yeah.
Level one.
It's a level 1. Okay, rank 1. So the DC is 11. Okay, I don't need to roll. Okay, no, you are unable to cast.
Saratron will
badly-
draw his sword.
Oh, okay.
How badly do we want to see?
Vesserin. So is it? So what is the lighting situation now?
Very dim. In fact, as you reach the top, there's kind of an eerie ethereal glow from the blue etchings of the entire tunnel beneath you. And bear in mind, we skipped over this. It's been several hours.
Okay.
Cameron wants to summon 4 dancing light.
Sorry, it
I do not
was
accept.
because I cast
yeah, I got
light.
you.
Oh,
I got you.
sorry.
No worries.
And then I just had to click.
But in the last, I don't know, say probably 30 feet or so, which is roughly 3 stories, I guess. The last thing you saw etched on the walls was that organic crystal embedded in the wall that seemed to be the ire and attention of all of the carved beings below it. And that was some 15 feet ago, and it itself is producing no light, unlike the etchings. And the etchings ended there; they don't extend it past that. So it is very dim. It was already dim light at best from just the light of the etchings.
Okay. Can I see as a seer elf?
Yeah, you can see a dim light.
Okay.
You have low light vision, as do
Yeah.
Saradwin.
See your elf for the win.
I got it.
I have
Lots
dark
of you
vision.
have low light vision. Yeah, so. And Oleander has true dark vision. He can see better than all of you.
Because of his thermal vision, or is that just?
It's a super
I'm,
rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a seer elf. I'm have a different ancestry. on this
Okay,
other half.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Kijani, I don't know that you have
Okay.
low light vision even.
Where would I see it?
I think that is the thing that
It
we
would be
discovered at
underneath
one
where
point.
your like blind perception or perception check is on the home page. The home page. The like
Low
character.
light vision, I do.
You do have low light vision?
Yes.
Yes, I see that. Okay. Yeah, so most of you can see at a low light state. Oh, Topharos.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
You also have low
I have low
light vision. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you can see at a low light state, which allows you to basically upgrade. Is that true? Gosh, we're learning new things every day, guys. Let's check. Let me just check. Low light.
Where does it say it on your character sheet? Because I know all the things that I said are true. I just
Under
don't
your
know where-
perception on the homepage.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
upgrades
thank
all
you, yeah.
dim light for you to bright light. And so in this area, because of the dimness coming up from the runes below, you can still see, all of you can still see fairly well. And Oleander can see perfectly, only in shades of gray when he looks upward. It becomes true darkness as you crest the landing. That's the word I'm looking for. Give me some
Landing?
direction. The landing, like the stairwell landing.
Okay, it's true dark at that point.
Yes.
Kijani says again, how badly do we want to see?
I mean, how does low light vision interact with true darkness?
You can't see.
You
Just
can't,
completely
if it is
blind,
dark,
or-
it is dark.
Okay,
Unlike
gotcha.
in D&D
I didn't
where
know if it
every
was-
stage is upgraded by one, you have
Yeah,
to have
okay.
actual dark vision to see in darkness, which only like
Got it.
Drow have and some monsters, and you can get it with feat investment, but generally speaking,
Sure.
player characters don't have dark vision
Except Oleander.
through feat investment. Yeah, he paid for that with a feat.
Do
I'm
we-
concerned that we need to just walk through the darkness. That is the trial that is facing.
Do we
Right?
know that Oleander has true dark vision? Is that something we're aware of?
Good question. I imagine that Topharos knows. Oleander has frequently been a scout on moonless nights on the ship, and has uncanny ability to dodge wayward barrels and rigging lines, even in the pitchiest of nights. But I don't know if that's something he revealed to all of you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it is a narrow stare. I'd say that you're all getting a bit close. At the very least, if we are going to do it in the darkness, keep your hand on the wall to the right.
Vesperin,
So it is. So I'll
Out of-
mention too. You can see, Oleander, that the stair lets up onto a landing, where basically imagine a spiral staircase comes out of a
Oh, gotcha.
hole in the ground, where once you get up to the landing and you're at level, there is no railing.
There's
There's
not
no
a-
wall. Right.
But there's also there's not a drop underneath you. That you are now on the.
Oh no, there
Okay.
is. It's a hole.
Oh,
It's a hole in the
sorry,
ground.
sorry.
Yeah,
Got
if you were to
you.
get,
I-
if you were to walk up the stair and then
Yes.
get onto the ground at this level and then walk 180
You were-
degrees to the other side of the pit, and then jump in, you'd fall. There's no.
You were
there's
not.
no-
You were not reassuring me. You were confirming my worry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Vesperin, out of frustration, will again attempt to cast light.
Yeah, your attempt is a failure.
Kijani, if you can provide it, I think it'd be valuable.
Okay. If I must.
Can anybody amongst
I'll
us
reach up.
see?
Oh wait, hold on. Do we have torches? What? Why are we looking to do things ridiculously? Torches are a thing.
I don't have a torch.
Surgeon
I
hands
do have a
torch.
Yeah. Well, I'm fine with it, but torches are a thing that people can think about and would have in darkness.
Do we have a way of lighting them? That's the question.
I have flint
Yeah.
and steel.
Do you? Okay. Oh, so do I. Hey! Jesus Christ.
You also have ignition that you have cantrip? Or
Yeah,
you
but it's
repair?
magic, and like very clearly, that's not been working. So
Mhm, mhm.
I will attempt to
gonna-
light my torch with flint and steel.
Okay.
Also, same.
I will not.
You
I'll let
both
them be the ones that
successfully
hold.
spark off and light your torches. You can see the bright red and orange flicker of the flames, but somehow its light never leaves the edges of the flickering licks of flame. It does not illuminate the area. It is just
Oh,
visible to everyone.
but it doesn't
That's
actually
fine.
cast any like light. It does.
It
It
seems
doesn't
that the
shed
light is
any light.
being gobbled up by something.
Kijani will reach his hand out, and a staff will appear of hard light.
Okay. Light erupts in the area. Below, several 20 feet below, the organic crystal embedded in the wall begins to glow. Begins to
Wait, there's
reflect light. You hear a low whir from whoever is holding the vertex detecting artifact.
I believe that we should make our way as
Yeah,
fast
I just like
as
grab
we
my
can.
pocket and try to like. Stop! God damn it.
Yeah, Kijani turns around. I believe that we should make our way as quickly as possible.
If you head up, even the light of your staff seems to be stifled, though you can see
Yeah.
by it. Glinting in the room where you ascend, there seems to be a pebble-like pattern on the walls, tightly close around you. As you look at it, kind of trying to make your brain understand what it is, the whole cobbled wall, perfectly symmetrical little pebbles, shifts in a way that reminds you distinctly of a massive serpent's body sliding along the ground. You realize that the pebbles are the rounded edges of scales. Massive. Somewhere from the room above, shafts of daylight, moonlight, eerie dim light do penetrate the room. So you can see the wall behind you shifts in one direction, the wall in front of you shifts in another, as if the coils of a massive creature are already all about you. I need for everyone to make a will save.
Will, save us.
This is a private or blind. I mean,
You can roll this publicly.
Oh.
No.
Can you reveal mine? I want to see
Yep.
it.
Kijani, let's
very
go!
Let us do it.
Good try, Vestrin.
Wait. Can you reveal my? Thank you.
I would like.
Ink.
Do you get to know the outcome before you use a hero point,
Yes,
or no?
if it's not blind, yeah. Yeah, if it's not blind, Cameron, yes.
I'm not sure. The outcome of the roll, whether like it's a success degree.
Yes,
Oh.
that's what I mean.
You get to know the number before you decide to reroll. I'm not sure if you get to know the success degree.
I think we do.
I think that sometimes we can figure it out. I don't think that you
I
necessarily.
think the rules say you
It might-
know
it
Yeah,
might.
look.
you-
Why don't you look that up for me really quick while I'm working on something? Somebody pull up archives and pull up hero points.
Hero point rules. Your heroic deeds earn hero points, which grant you a gift and a break of death. Unlikely. Jim usually occurs you get 1 hero point session and something your hero points. Spend 1 hero point to reroll a check. You must use the second of this fortune effect, which means that you can't. Would be spurred by turn. If you want to describe the deed, okay.
I thought like
the sentence
could-
you said already.
you could spend a hero point to re-roll, and then you have to take the second roll. But that would suggest that like you already know the outcome of the first roll.
Or you know the number of the first roll. Like you can look at it and say, "Oh, this was bad."
But
See it. It says spend 1 hero point to reroll a check. You must use the second roll. This is a fortune effect, which means you can't use more than 1 hero point on a check.
Yeah, let me ask the internet. Player can spend. That's D&D 5e.
I've been asking for hero points there for a while now, Sid.
Hmm. I think I read it in the book. You need to choose to use your hero point before or after knowing the result. To my understanding, there is no Pathfinder rule changing the CRB.
I'm reading that too.
Okay. You don't know the degree with which you failed, but I think you know if you pass.
These abilities might allow you to reroll a failed roll, force you to reroll a successful roll, allow you to roll twice or use the high result, or force you to roll twice the lower result. A fortune effect should generally allow you to retroactively roll again on a check that has already failed. Yeah, I'm happy to say that for
Because you can't, because he wouldn't use his hero point on a success.
correct.
That's the whole point of if that were
But
the
like
case.
if you
it would
just
be a
barely
blind
succeeded and it's a low roll and you're like, oh, I don't know if I succeeded or not.
Yes, but that's not what these are for. That is a thing if that were the case, but that is not the case. I think in how these are supposed to be used. If that were the
Yeah,
case, I'd
Hero
agree
point
with
is
you, but I
supposed
don't.
to be to reroll a failure, not a success.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
I
say
think
you
you
can't
know
crit
if you
fish
fail.
with a hero point.
Dude, you probably could. No, you could.
That's up to you.
That's up to
Okay.
you, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But I think you should know if you pass or fail.
okay. The difficulty.
I don't
class,
think you should use a hero point to crit fish. Personally.
I
The-
would agree with that.
The difficulty class here is 21. So Topharos and Vesrin both fail.
I would use a hero point then.
Okay.
I as well.
All right.
It was a will save.
It is a will save. Yes. Oh.
You guys will save this.
Nice.
Ha!
There we go.
Ah,
Nice.
wow. With just a +5, Topharos, we're all proud of you, buddy. Just giving Jerry a hard time.
Somehow
All
that
of
makes
you-
it worse.
All of you do succeed against a terrifying presence that shows itself at the top of the stair.
Oh, so? Can I ask a mechanical question?
Yes.
What? Since we all succeeded, are we? Well, two questions. One, are we gonna have to make that check again? And two, what was the like? Is this like fear?
This is a fear effect. It has the mental and fear traits for this effect. If you have something that gives you advantage or some sort of bonus.
Emotion is the.
That's what I was trying to
Oh,
see.
I have something with emotion effect.
Emotion and mental, yeah.
Given my 1 mentalism school, 2 vertex of the mind.
Yes, I'm not sure what might be. I don't remember what all might be in that, but
You gain a +1 item bonus to saving throws against emotion and mental effects.
okay.
I also
so
get
you
a +1
actually,
for
Which wouldn't have made a
bonus.
difference, but
in this case, unfortunately, it would not have.
whenever you roll a success on a saving throw against an emotion or mental effect, you get a critical success instead.
Oh, same.
That
Actually, yeah.
that is relevant. Actually,
We both critically. Nice.
in that case, you are able to, as you come out and are. Has everyone seen the map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is, yeah.
A creature slithers around. Everyone other than Vestrin or Kijani, you are off guard currently. As you do immediately, while you don't succumb to the fear effect and become frightened, you do momentarily cower and kind of falter back, making you susceptible to be pushed down into the chasm behind you, rather than face the serpent before you. As this creature kind of slithers about, its entire body rotating around the room, its head coming closer to you, its mouth opens.
Kijani stands full and just kind of puts the staff on the ground.
You shall not pass.
Hello.
As you put your staff on the ground, the staff itself erupts.
You shall reconsider your actions, sir.
The staff erupts. Kijani's never had his vertex like dissipate against his will, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Ooh. Wow.
Oh, good.
You are like you're like in the ring right world. There's a constant
Yeah,
whipping wind
yeah.
that comes over you.
Uh-huh.
Mally is gone. He was with you up until this exact moment. As the creature kind of bends down, its massive eye coming to level with you. There is a wind blowing back against you, and the 6 of you are just kind of in this strange ethereal realm.
This is really cool, Sid.
You hear a voice in your heads. You bring them here. The vertices wish you to mock me in my home, in my tomb, where my bones rest. Remind me of an ancient failure.
Vestrin speaks up and says, "We do not seek to. Sorry. We do not seek to mock you. We came by these vertices not of our own volition. We only seek to pass and proceed to the Rainbow Falls Plateau. We have no quarrel with you.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Can I, while all this is happening, am I aware of any creature like this?
Not just like this. There are dragons in the world, but they're more like, Critical Role D&D dragons.
Yeah.
The worm.
This is something that you've never. Yeah, I will say.
Jormungandr.
Yeah, it's something you've never really encountered.
Okay.
You've come.
Firstly,
Yes.
success or fail?
Oh, that is a success.
Okay, great.
It's not a failure, I should say. It's.
Okay.
I won't tell you if it's a success or critical success, but it's not.
Oh,
A failure.
Okay.
Also, on blind ones,
Blind
we
ones you have to
shouldn't
choose
know.
before.
That's
That's
true.
not
You're
a
supposed
thing.
to
you're
roll-
right.
You have to choose it
Supposed to
before
roll
you-
to.
Yeah.
Choose to roll if you'd like to have advantage, but it's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
That's a success. You come armed with their weapons. You pass through my bones. Mean you to say this is by circumstance, by chance.
With all due respect, we were not aware that these were your bones.
We do not
Or
know
let-
who you are.
Well, we were led to believe that this was merely a passage to our potential destination.
Are you the slide that takes us back down if we fail the trial at the top?
Sarajin will elbow Kijani.
Okay.
What? I am asking a question.
Stop, just please.
We mean that.
Was a passage. A direct deliverance to the afterlife. A fury.
Well, we certainly don't want to go there.
And a menace. And a force to be feared. Do you act on behalf of the crystalline invaders?
No.
We act to protect ourselves.
No, our motivation is, as terrible as this sounds, purely selfish.
The most reliable kind of motivation.
You did mention that we were armed. I might say that walking into or traveling with no arms is, well, it's pretty ill-advised. Wouldn't you say?
You are equipped. You are taught and learned in the machinations of reality, the vertices which bend all things.
Yes, well, these weapons, as you refer to them, were foisted upon us, and we have no ability to lay down these arms. This is not, I assure you, this is not meant as an offense or a mockery of yourself.
You will yet no pity from me.
I do not seek pity, I seek understanding.
Do you think he
You
knows
are
the
a
monkey?
fool, but a lucky fool. Pass then, and should you chance upon them, deliver my ire.
Chance upon who?
A moment, who should I say the ire is originating from?
You get no response.
He did not answer any of my questions.
It's because it's Shenron. He doesn't really answer questions about Dragon Balls.
Shenron!
Is he just like
I mean,
gone now?
Yeah, the room becomes actually fairly well lit from cracks in the ceiling here. Mally is there with you. He's looking at you guys like, are you quite all right?
I'm fine.
Are you quite
you okay?
alright?
Yes.
Were you hurt? Do
Okay.
you need assistance?
Hurt by the route? I
Hey,
was
can
certain
you
some
try
of you
to
were about to
cast-
just jump into the chasm.
Can you
Flinching.
cast that spell, the light spell?
What?
Saradrin casts light.
Do it.
It does. Boom. Ignite
Okay.
the room.
Nice.
Vesrin asks him, sorry, what was your perception of the preceding 5 minutes?
Well, we got to the top of the stairs, and then all of you acted like
Yeah.
you'd seen something terrifying and kind of flinched a little bit, and several of you almost backed up
Not all
into
of
the
us.
stairwell, like you were going to stumble back down the stair. Which I guess might be what the myth is from. I wonder if the myth is all just around people who are terribly imbalanced and clumsy.
So you didn't see the dragon.
Certain I would not.
Dragon! Ah, hasn't been dragon in these regions in, well, actually it hasn't been that long, probably 20 years or more. But still, that was a one-time incident.
Right, just checking, just making sure.
Did you see a dragon?
No.
Oh no, there have been dragons in this area for the past 20 years or more.
Yes, it's quite.
His mind is addled by drugs. Do not worry.
I have never
the
taken drugs.
Aria's trying to gaslight.
Yeah, that's
Roll a gaslighting check.
I'll the aid check. I'll do an aid check.
Aid to gaslight.
Vesrin says, well, I don't know. Sometimes you see things in the dark.
well, yes, it's quite well lit up here though. Must be
Yeah.
cracks in the cave wall higher up. We must be
Yes,
close to the top of the cliffs.
I think so, actually. We should proceed.
And indeed you do. As you can no doubt detect, there is a path out here. I'm just gonna grab all of you guys to make
I didn't
I
like
see
that.
little bubbles of light. Is that?
I was gonna say, if you would please make a nature check.
Everybody?
Is everybody?
Sure.
Fine.
Well, I'm gonna say for this that you need to have at least the trained proficiency in nature to make the check.
Okay, so
Sounds
definitely
good.
not everybody.
I will not make this one.
I will
That's
also
someone
not make
else's.
it.
That's someone else's responsibility. I have most of the other ones.
I also actually have most of the other ones.
Okay.
Well, not most. A lot of them.
Veteran Kijani and Topharos.
Best.
All. Yes.
I should.
No, that was
have.
diplomacy from earlier. Sorry. Kijani and Topharos. You both recognize these crystals. They're somewhat rare. These are. I grab archives to make sure I'm saying that right. Where is it? Hold on. This is a. I guess it's a consumable. Are talismans consumables?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
There.
they are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Will, you okay, buddy?
William,
Yes,
are
okay,
you okay?
sorry. These are potency crystals.
Oh.
Can be harvested
Oh.
with a successful survival check without
I
shattering
believe
them.
These might be worth gathering. I can try. If you would like me to.
I will also allow a crafting check instead of survival for this.
Last
Sorry,
three
what's the
skills,
utility of these?
potency crystals will act as a +1 and give you I think it acts as a striking rune for a single attack.
Potency crystal, it is a talisman, so you have to affix it to your weapon before as part of your morning. It takes 10 minutes to do. It doesn't have to be done in the morning. It takes 10 minutes to do. When you're ready to use it, you can activate the crystal and have it explode when you make an attack with the weapon. The fluorite crystal glows with a strange phosphorescence. When you activate the crystal, the weapon becomes a +1 striking weapon for the rest of the turn, gaining a +1 item bonus to the attack roll and increasing the damage on hit to 2 weapon damage dice instead of 1 weapon damage die.
Okay.
So
Pretty
some
dope.
among you will. I have 6 party members, and only one of you carries a weapon.
Would they work on hand wraps?
That's
We
not
don't have hand wraps,
true.
but would that work?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
I'm
that would.
holding a staff.
And
How
if
did this
you
happen?
ever choose
How
to
did I have a
attack
party of
Cameron,
6 people and only one of you has goddamn weapon?
Dude,
If you choose to take the attack
Terry
action,
and
Cameron, we
Oleander.
need to have a conversation.
Yeah, Orlander has.
Oh, that's right.
The rapier.
Oleander and
Ca-
Ceridwen.
And Kai,
Desperate times.
Kai's a, even though
Well,
it counts for
It's
the,
hand wraps.
it would
hand
it
wraps.
would be once again that thing that we just said.
Has to be on a
That's
weapon,
what
so
you-
he has to have hand wraps, yes, which doesn't have yet, but yeah.
half the party.
Although you could argue, I'd say you could argue that
Okay, I'm
hand
gonna start
wraps he
rolling
does.
survival checks.
Could I roll could I aid?
You can.
What are the
Okay.
chances I could do a thievery check?
Not on this.
+4 is pretty good, right?
Sure.
What does the rest of the party think?
Well, to get a good
what?
idea, you can go to the actors and the party sheet, and then
I have
go
a +8
to
to
overview and select
survival.
party skills. You can see that the highest to survival is +8. It's Kijani. Kai has a +7. The other option here is craft.
Crafting.
Which is +4.
Yeah, which is +4.
That's what I have.
So that's your number against. You're the only one with any crafting skill.
Wait, is that true?
Yes, everyone else has +0. Because it's you're
wait,
untrained,
what?
but no one else has any bonus to intelligence. No one else has a single point in intelligence. That'll all change at level 5, probably. I don't know, actually.
It will.
Yeah, that probably will change at level 5 when people get a boost of-
Did I succeed?
Sure. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm happy to try to harvest one. for somebody
Kijani
else.
and Topharos both succeed on your
Well, I was-
survival checks.
I'm
you were,
aiding.
you
So
were aiding.
I'm just giving him a +1.
Okay, in that case, Kijani, you will actually. I think you would have critically succeeded anyway. You would have critically succeeded anyway, but with a +1, you definitely critically succeed.
Sweet.
Harvesting 2 potency crystals.
Fuck it, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Is it blind?
Yes.
Okay.
Skill checks are usually blind. Attack rolls and saves are usually not, but I will. Feel free to ask every time. This is a normal success.
Great. I harvested one.
You get
I'll hand it
one
to somebody with a weapon.
potency
How many
crystal.
more could I roll? How many more like deposits are there?
So you're done with these. As you proceed through the cavern, there is another group here that you could. There is possibly one to acquire, and there's another group of crystals near the exit to the cave here to the south. That's a success. You will harvest a potency crystal. And moving forward over here.
So we have, as a party, 4 of them now.
Yes. As you do use your survival skill here to kind of chip away. unfortunately, it cracks and shatters at an odd shear and just kind of crumbles into powder.
Well, 4 is better than nothing.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
shall we
true.
proceed to the exit? Exit through the gift shop as well.
How valuable in gold would you say potency crystal is to you, Mali?
Fairly valuable. Normally retail for around 4 gold pieces. I'd buy the lot from you for 8.
So you would buy it at half price?
That's typical, yes.
No, thank you.
Very well.
Table, that is
Yeah,
that
above
is
table,
how
those
the
are
game
the.
works.
That is
So
how the game
don't
works.
yeah.
Don't expect to get a better deal somewhere.
Well, no, I was
But
gonna
you
say
could also
like,
use them.
Yes.
you could have
Yeah.
1 for 4.
No, but again, he is that is not how the game is going to work. He's what Sid is telling us right now.
Oh, when we sell, it's always at half.
So,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
that is what that is.
Yeah.
That is. This is a polite way of him showing us that's how selling works in the game.
Yes.
There are
Pathfinder
things like
economy works that way. If you have a great relationship with someone, or if the item is particularly unique, hard to find, and you have a specific
Particular
buyer who really
interest.
wants it,
Yeah.
you could definitely. And if you were in a big city and you were to use like your underground lore or diplomacy skills to find a buyer who needs this thing more than most, would be willing to bump that. You're never going to get 100% of the value. But stock standard selling items, 50%.
That makes sense.
So
The
Vesper
question
knows
about
that we
that
only have
logistically.
3
Sorry?
people with potential weapons, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Vesperin will sell one of hers for 2 gold.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
sell
Mally's-
the one with 2
wait, so they're also they're
I mean, they all belong
consumables.
to
They
us
will
and
go.
they're consumable.
They will go away. Like if I use it, I don't have it anymore.
Just because we have 3 weapons doesn't mean we can't use all 4.
Yeah, we will. We will. Yeah, that
That's true, but 2 gold means I can learn another spell.
2 gold is the price of learning a spell. That's true.
That's kind of what I'm
Um,
thinking. I mean, we can save it if the party would rather me not.
It's up to
sell
you,
it, that's
Vestron.
fine.
You harvested
Yeah.
this crystal.
Yeah,
Emily's
but
happy
I
to
mean,
buy it
I
from
just-
you.
I was just noting that this is not like we've now upgraded your weapon. You don't need it anymore. Like no, I upgraded it and I will need it again now that I have this because I used it
Sure.
and need another one. Is what I
Sure.
was pointing out more than anything else.
Yeah.
Sure, but
I don't
I have
care
a
what you do with
question.
it. That was just
That is related to a thing that we've already moved on from, which is why I'm trying to push it.
Yeah.
So selling things like that, and I think that I have kind of got this. I feel like you implied it a little bit, but I would like to confirm it. If we are selling to somebody who, say, like another adventurer on the road or some shit, right? Could we sell it for full price to them because they would go to a merchant to buy it for full price?
Potentially.
that would also be kind of that.
Or like, I know that that's a very unique type of situation, but like
Yeah.
selling
I
it
would
to the
definitely
person
give you a
who's going to buy it
diplomacy
from the
check
merchant
to-
at the full price.
to make the negotiation. Ultimately, I guess that my logic would be to keep the game mechanics in place. Is that a general adventurer is likely going to be skeptical of paying full price from you because you're not like a known merchant who's gonna guarantee their
And-
wares.
Yeah, if
And
it goes wrong, they can't
additionally-
come back and find us.
They know generally how much you could sell it for in market. So if they really needed it, I think there's some leeway there to say, yeah, okay, I'll definitely buy those healing potions from you. I am about to bleed out, or whatever the case. I'm about to go into this particular dungeon. I need that thing you have. But otherwise, they also know that you can't sell it for full price in market. So It's kind of like
Why
the
would
stock
they buy it?
market, where it's only as
The
valuable.
rich
as
get richer,
someone's
but the
willing-
poor try to do it, and
Well,
they can't make
yeah.
as much.
It's more that the game Pathfinder doesn't want to make you start to keep an idea of an economy, so it's easier to say, hey, this is just the rules, stop asking about it.
Kind of.
I see. Pathfinder
is
doesn't
the-
want me to roleplay a merchant. Feels bad, man.
They really don't. They really, really don't.
There is not a merchant class, correct? You're right.
Feels
They do
fucking
not want
bad.
you to play a merchant.
You need to go find
You need to be a
Star
a
Wars: The
DM.
Old Republic, where you can, in fact, play a merchant.
You can play the DM.
That's true. So,
I'm gonna sell it.
okay, great. Go ahead and deduct that, and add 2 gold to your character sheet.
I need to sign off now, guys. It's been
Yeah, we're gonna
fun.
call it here, right at the mouth of the cave. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Twitch.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Night, guys.
I've been actively falling asleep for 20 minutes, so.
Great. Perfect timing. All right. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Goodbye.
Go to service for.
I